ويلكم بويز، صباح الخير. كيف الحال؟ شو الأخبار؟ يسعد صباحكم يا حبيبي يا حبيبي. على هيك بث يا صباح البطولة العالمية يا شباب. أخباركم؟ طمنونا عنكم. طيب افتح لنا الكاميرا. بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. كيف حالكم يا شباب؟ شو أخباركم؟
Thanks. We are here for day 2 of Superfest. We have 3 more teams looking to play for the final 2 spots on Championship Sunday.
هسا اول شيء كيف حالكم؟ يسعد صباحكم، صباح الخير. ما عرفوا يبثوها غير صلاة الظهر، بتصلي وبترجع عادي، كلنا بنروح بنصلي وبنرجع. اصلا 3 ساعات، هي 3 حروب بس. هسا قبل كل اشي انا
911 what is your emergency? I hear shots. Okay ma'am, calm down. What kind of shots?
السريع ادخل على هذا الرابط. ما دخل يا حبيبي، الله يسلمك. عليكم السلام يا حبيبي، الله يصبحك بانوار سيدنا محمد. طيب شباب، راح احط لكم رابط التوقعات، تمام؟ ادخلوا عليه بسرعه وتوقعوا. هي الرابط، كوبي بيست رابط بالعربي بس. رابط التوقعات. اللي لسه ما توقع على السريع يدخل على هذا الرابط اللي بالتعليق المثبت. شغال رابط؟ اشوف شغال صح؟ بس تكبس عليه شو بيطلع لك؟ بيطلع لك هيك، تمام؟ اعمل سكروها. انا توقعت وخلصت. سكروها لانه بلشت. راح يلعبوا اول جولة الام جي ضد الاس تي ام ان، فازوا امبارح على نافي. وبعديها ترايب جيمنج ان شاء الله يفوزوا اليوم ضد الام جي. انا بشجع ترايب جيمنج بما انهم طلعوا نافي. والثالثة ترايب جيمنج ضد الاس تي ام ان. يعني في كمان واحد راح يغادر اليوم، يا اما ترايب جيمنج يا اما الام جي يا اما اس تي ام ان. في كمان واحد راح يغادر اليوم غير نافي امبارح، تمام؟ هسا هاي لو اسكرها وافتح هاي، طيب اشوف. انا توقعت عملت توقعات قبل ما افتح البث. لو فتحت البث بكير كان حكيت لكم. ارفع صوتك، صوتي واطي. طيب تمام، شيار منور. الصوت صح، الصوت واطي كان. يلا هيك تمام صح؟ هيك تمام، مش مشكلة خلص. هذا خليه عندكم الرابط يا شباب. راح نرجع نتوقع بعد ما تخلص هاي الجولة، او مش نتوقع، نشوف. بنزلوا اسئلة. خليني اشوف والله هون. لا كانسل. وين حسابي يا زلمة؟ انا توقعت وخلصت. طب خليني اسجل والله مرة ثانية. شو هون؟ نوطي الصوت شوي. والله بدي اسجل ايميلي، اشوف انا كم نقطة جمع. انا مش مجمع كثير نقاط لانه امبارح توقعاتي كلها غلط، كلها معلم. ابعت كود. طبعا بتسجل ايميلك وبوصلك كود من 6 ارقام زي كانك بتسجل جوا اللعبة.
54%, but I mean, if you watch those wars, I completely understand. But Tribe haven't even played a match, and they're at 25%. Ooh,
9.
Spicy reaction from the crowd, Itsu. They have their own.
والله سنترونيك هذولا مش طبيعيين، شكلهم راح ياخذوا البطولة. 250,000 $300,000 شايفين يا شباب؟ بعد ما سجلت هاي اجى اسمي qwasmi.gaming مجمع 115 نقطة، المفروض 400 500. والله انا ايش هاي؟ اشوف. طيب هوم نشوف هيك بريدكشن. هاي في بريدكشن يا شباب على السريع. افتحوا يا شباب، افتحوا بسرعة على الرابط يا اخوان. افتحوا على الرابط ودخل حسابك واعمل بريدكشن، تمام؟ التوقع يعني بريدكشن بالعربي معناها التوقع. انا لهدول صوتت، للام جي ترايب جيمنج وترايب جيمنج. ان شاء الله يفوزوا عشان نمشي بالجوائز، عرفتوا؟ وبعديها بصيروا يحطوا لنا اسئله. واتس يور فيفورت تيم؟ ترايب جيمنج. انا بدي احط ترايب جيمنج، تمام؟ ايش في اشي ممكن نسويه كمان؟ بس يلا يلا يا اخوان، بلشت البطولة. حطوا لنا لايك يا شباب، اللي مش حاط لايك حط لنا لايك، خلينا نرفع البث، خليه يكون بث جميل حتى لو انه الصبح. انا يا دوب شارب القهوة ولسه مش ساحب من هاي، ف ضبطونا الوضع يا شباب. صورتي مخربة بسكرها يعني اذا مخربة. راسي مخرب يا شباب، مش مخرب صح؟ يلا اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد. الله ينصر اخواننا واهلنا في غزة يا شباب. طبعا هاي الادعية والكلام يا شباب احنا مجبورين نحكيها وبرضانا طبعا. الله ينصرهم دائما وابدا، بس بنفس الوقت هذا الاشي اليوتيوب خط احمر في هذا الاشي تحديدا، تمام؟ فالكلمات هاي محظورة. ايش يعني؟ يعني بتحكيها او بنكتبها بالشات او بنقرأها او اي اشي بيخرب على القناة. فاحنا بنحاول نعوض هذا الاشي بتفاعلكم، بلايكاتكم، بتعليقاتكم، تمام؟ فتفاعلوا معنا يا شباب وحطوا لنا لايكات، واللي مش مشترك يشترك عشان نعوض هاي شوي يعني، تمام يا شباب؟ بتحبوا اترجم لكم؟ تمام، ايش مالهم؟ هسا نقدر نحط احنا ترجمة عربية. شو؟ اعدادات ترجمة. والله ما بدنا معلم، تعرفوا ليش؟ لانهم والله كلامهم بخزي. او ماي جاد بصر ايش لعيب انكريدبل اتاك، مع انها بتكون هجمة عادية فاير بول مع بالون سوبر، بقول لك انكريدبل. والله امبارح انجلطت، قال واو سوبر ابصر ايش كاربون فين، بزودها درامي كاربون فين. والله. عليكم السلام. مين هو؟ ارفع صوتك اكثر، اذا مزربة عليك يا زلمه. هو عشان هذا بيحكي هيك بتحس صوتي كثير عالي صح؟ لانه هذا بيحكي يا زلمه. اذا خلص شو بدك فيه؟ هو الوين بقول لك 59% STMN راح يفوزوا. الام جي 41. لا ان شاء الله الام جي بيفوزوا لانه هم عندهم خبره اكثر ويستاهلوا اكثر وعندهم مهارات اكثر. بس الاس تي ام ان ظابطه معاهم الميتا تبعت اللعبه ظابطه معاهم، عشان هيك مستمرين وطلعوا ناف امبارح خسروهم. زعلت على جاكو يا حرام، انا حضرتها مش لايف ترى، حضرتها مسجله. زعلت على جاكو جاب نجمه، والله حرام. لا ان شاء الله تمام. اقرا فوق رزق. وين اقرا؟ ما في والله. اكتب مرة ثانية. من زمان عنك حبيبي، الله يسعدك. شفت هجمات النافي امبارح اشي بيخزي معلم. نافي انا بحكي لك مؤمن، نافي معلم مش ظابطة معاهم الميتا. اكبر انجاز لإلهم انهم وصلوا هاي البطولة، اقسم بالله هذا انجاز كبير انهم قدروا يوصلوا فعلا. كان متوقع انهم والله يطلعوا. حتى ترايب جيمنج، ترى ترايب جيمنج، بس ترايب جيمنج عندهم ريكيرز هجمته سريعة 100%. بدنا هجوم. ايش هذا؟ الهجوم هسه بيجي حبيبي. اول ما يبدوا يهجموا حط ايموجي بتاخذ 5 نقاط. جهاد؟ طب يلا ها بلشت الهجمات يا شباب. احط ايموجي. يلا هي ايموجي كمان. والله صاروا 120. طيب يا اخوان، اول هجمة من ام جي ماكس على هاوك، على ماموث، وهجم على ماموث. طيب شيء ان شاء الله يمسح. روت فالكري سبام. اسمع وقف لنا هاي الترجمة. ايوه يا زلمه. ليش هيك الريزوليوشن؟ اولا هاي من عندهم مش من عندنا، الريزوليوشن مش تمام، بس بعرفش كيف عندكم. بس اخي قلبي يا زلمه، عاملين الهارد مود وضعفوا الروت على الفاضي. طيب لنشوف ايش راح يطلع معه. شوف الزناخة رد 2 عراقيل. بطولة العالم هاي معلم، انت في بطولة العالم قواسمي باتو مش مشارك صح؟ والله ما بعرف. كلانهم البرازيلي اتوقع ما وصلوا. الكلان البرازيلي اللي هو HTM صح؟ برازيل. اتوقع انهم ما وصلوا. كارثة معلم اللعبة. عندك في عندك تقريبا بالعالم عندك تقريبا 11 او 12 تيم جبارين، تمام، على الاخر، المحترفين على الاخر، اللي هو زي نافي وترايب جيمنج وهدول اللي بيتأهلوا دائما. هم تقريبا 11 12 تيم، بس مطلوب كل سنة يتأهل قديش؟ 8. فكل سنة بيكون في فريقين او 3 أو 4 افرقة بيستاهلوا يوصلوا بس ما وصلوا. هيزقفوا له. احنا بنسبهم يا اخوان، احنا بنسبهم. اللي بيهجموا هيك هدول بيزقفوا، هدول بيزقفوا. اول هجمة مسح، يمكن بيزقفوا له عشان السرعة. بيكاسترو محظور، ممنوع يلعب للسنة الجاي. انا زعلان على ليو، كلهم بيلعبوا ما عاد سيلينو. سيلينو زربة والله. لا الوقت دقيقة و43. يلا يا اخوان، البطولة حلوة شو ما كانت، حتى لو هجمة سبام، لانها بطولة العالم، تمام. وقتها مش كويس بالنسبة لنا، لا احنا كلاش في كلانس، بس كلاش رويال اهون. كلاش رويال الساعة 3 بتبلش، 3 العصر. الحلو في هاي البطولة انك بتشوف فرحة اللعيبة وبتشوف زعلهم. فالله يعينه اللي بيخسر فريقه زي جاكم امبارح. وضعه بيحزن كان صح؟ وضعه بيحزن. زعلت عليه والله على الاخر. يلا هجمة دارك ستار. دارك ستار يلا من الSTMN. ابو نظارات، هذا الماني، هذا بكرهني وبكره بكره عبد الهادي والله. بكره عبد الهادي عشان مرة عبد الهادي نزل منشور على تويتر انه اول على المانيا. بكره، وانا بكرهني عشان خسرناه بالدوري وجبنا اول عالم بكلان كاري ونزلت منشور عليهم. يلا STM دارك ستار فاير بول مع بالونات سوبر حلو. يلا الجيلي مع الامر، اوكي كل اشي باين. والله حزني، قالوا امس في جاكو امس في جالس يبتسم. لا هو روحه حلوه. يواس لا تنسى حط ايموجي على كل هجمه، على كل هجمه لازم احط ايموجي. والله يا زلمه يسعد دينك انت، يسعد دينك انت يا زلمه. على كل هجمه حلو. صرت 125. اوه ايوه ما راحش النسر بس عادي، المهم انه فاير بول تمام. علي صوتهم يا شباب واسكت انا. او بحكي هيك على الخفيف يعني، مش ضروري احكي فاير بول وابصر ايش، خلص تمام. انا بدي احضر البطولة. بتعرفوا هذا ايش البث؟ البث هذا عبارة عن انه انا بدي احضر البطولة، بدي احضرها معكم بس. تمام بس ايزي يعني، بث ايزي. يعني انا زي كاني لحالي وهيك مع بعض، زي كان مع الديسكورد وهيك. ليش زقفوا؟ ايش صار؟ ايش اللي صار؟ عشان اخذ المونوليث بالبالون سوبر؟ هذا ايش لو يشوفوا عندنا في البث شو بنعمل مصايب. هاي شنو؟ يا اخوان زقفوا له عشان جاب المونوليث بالبالون سوبر؟ لا هاي كثير.
go. Rocket loons to be deployed. 7 rocket loons still. Also has that skeleton spell which can distract some of these.
لا في شيء ثاني ما شفناه.
The expo, that ricochet cannon. Those ricochet cannons can eat these healers
يلا.
alive. Queen is forced to ability. She's gonna have magic mirror and some healers popping out. Final few.
سكتهم يا زلمة. ليش؟
Looking great for Dark Star as they
تعلقوا.
try to get on the board with the 3-star rebuttal.
ايوه ايوه دارك ستار اضحك.
Just that it's
اضحك يا زلمة. عامل فيها الثقيل مان. ايزي معلم. ايزي معلم. شو اللي اضحك؟ اضحك عشان مسحت اهلين. عاد هو من جوا برقص. اعطينا رياكشن حبيب قلبي. اعطينا رياكشن يا حبيب قلبي انت. سؤال قواسمي، لازم نصوت مرة ثانية على المود ناخذ جوائز؟ التصويت سكر. التصويت سكر لما تبلش المباراة، التصويت بسكر. سكتهم. صوتهم جد مزعج لانه مش مفهوم وهيك بيحكوا بسرعة. فخلص بس تيجي الهجمة بشغلهم. اوه تراي هارد. تراي هارد راح يهجم. هذا فلكسي اخو بديش اسبه. ما بدي اسبه على الصبح. بحبش اخذ سيئات على الصبح. بس فلكسي هذا مش كويس يا شباب. قواسم متى نشوفك باستديو البطولة ولا بحياتك معلم. يا اخوان بالنسبة للصوت لما تبلش الهجمة راح اعلي الصوت شوي، تمام، بحيث صوت الهجمة والرياكشن تبع اللعبة مش صوت المعلقين يحكوا لي على الاصوات تبعت اللعبة، تمام. هاي نعلي عشان اعرف العيار. احكوا لي. حلو، مرآة مع هيلر، شفاء، هوك بالهارد مود يا تراي هارد. هذا سبام معلم، بس برضه هذا الزلمه حتى لو يهجم سبام انا بالنسبه لي هذا في وراء يعني بكون دارس على الهجمه حتى لو انها سبام. صوت اللعبه يا شباب كويس. حطيت ايموجي خلص متابع انا. متابع الايموجي خلص معنا. صوت اللعبة يا شباب واضح؟ أنا ساكت، صوت اللعبة واضح احكوا لي. عم بحاول يمسح بسرعة. طلعوا كيف التركيز. أبو الصباغ منور يا حبيبي كيفك؟ المشكلة انه صار في خاصية مات الملك. صار في خاصيته وميت كمان. كانت راح تلزمه هسه. حلو خلى الريج يشتغل اول. سريع. ايوه شقوا لفلكسي. شق وجهه. فلكسي عمل في واحد اشي مش كويس بعد ما تأهل مع ماكس. ايوه اضحك هيك يا حبيبي يا تراي هارد. وحش. عمل اشي مش كويس فلكسي بعد ما تأهلوا للبطولة العالمية واخذوا جولدن تيكت. طلعوا عشان هو الليدر، طلع ماكس من التيم. والله، واستبعدوهم سوبر سيل، استبعدوهم بالكامل، وبعد فترة عودوا رجعوهم. استبعدوهم قالوا لهم خلص ما في جولدن تيكت، بتروح للمركز الثاني. وبعرفش مين كان ايامها المركز الثاني، وقالوا لهم ترجعوا تلعبوا تصفيات مرة ثانية. بس ما بعرف ايش اللي صار، حلوها وطلعوا قانون جديد انه خلص ارجعوا. يب والله في لعيبة عنا أحسن منهم. إيش رأيك قواسمة؟ رأيي صح 100%. بس هدول المهاجم هسا نينج، هدول معلم في وراهم شركة، منظمات، سبونسر قوي على مستوى، تمام. بيهتموا فيهم، بيهتموا في الدفاعات، بالتدريب بيهتموا، وحتى بيعملوا حصص تدريبية على الديسكورد وهيك يعني. فبيضلوا كخبره وكلعب تحت الضغط، اندر بريشر، تحت الضغط اقوى صراحه. عرفت؟ هذا الفرق الوحيد. اوكي فاير بول مع بالون سوبر، 3 زلزال، يمكن واحد للبطله واثنين للآمر. انا ما بقدر اعمل زوم من عندي، هذا بس الشركه. شباب والله اللي دخل جديد لا تنسى اللايك، واذا مش مشترك بالقناه اشتركوا وانضموا معنا.
Can they deliver with the strategy? Because we know it's powerful, we know it's strong, but we have seen fails yesterday with especially this strategy. So the question is, how safe is it actually?
And well, like you were telling me, it is a very safe strategy that can actually 3-star most bases when executed properly. If you don't
الصوت تمام يا اخوان.
anything like that. But the big issue, look at this. We're already 45 seconds into the attack, and we really
ولا علي صوت
we're
اللعبة.
just setting up the stage. We're just setting up the pathing. That angry jelly does come off the warden. He's setting up the fireball. Earthquakes are in, and there we go. Another fireball lands right into the middle.
يا سلام على الفير.
Rage tower also along with the clan castle, but also the town hall got damaged. But there's a battle builder now.
بس على الفاضي تقريبا التاون راح يرجع يتريب.
And take a look at this genius move. He is using loons, 4 of them, to make sure the warden is going further to the right side because he wants
الآمر ممكن يلحق الملوك. لا.
He doesn't want to have the warden following the heroes, so he's using 4 loons, so the warden is following them, going further to the right side, away from his hero, so he can finally start and push the attack into the next stage, which is this hero dive. So a really smart use case right there from Ninja, making sure that he can push his heroes in the right direction without really like.
خاصية الملك منتشرة بشكل مش طبيعي الكرة مع الزلزال صح؟ تقريبا كل الاستراتيجيات موجودة. حتى ستارز امبارح هجم فيها بزاب لافالون وكانت خاصية الملك هيك. حتى مع الملك الماشي. مين تشجع قواسمي هون الام جي، بس في البطولة كاملة ترايب جيمنج. مش حبا فيهم بيستاهلوا. عرفت؟ حلوة الهجمة. حلوة للأمانة. بس بطيئة. ايوه ايوه ولعوها يا شباب. استمتعوا يا شباب، هذا الاشي اليوم وبكره بس. تمام اليوم وبكره، بكره ان شاء الله في كمان بث، اليوم وبكره بعديها للسنه الجاي. فهو اشي حصري يعني، حتى لو كانت الهجمات سبام وشي زي هيك بتضلها حماسيه لانها بطوله العالم. امريكي نينج اول مره بعرف. لا بتحب المان؟ لا انا مش حبا او كرها في اشي شخصي يا زربه. انا مش اشي شخصي، انا بحكي بيستاهلوا. تمام كلعب كتاريخ ما اخذوها ولا مره، كتاريخ بيستاهلوا. نافي خرج امبارح يا حبيبي علي، الرمح الخارق للبطل كمان صحيح، كل اشي كويس. طيب تمام الله يطمنك. اليوتيوب كثير صاير يجيب اعلانات بشكل مش طبيعي صح؟ بشكل مش طبيعي والله. انا سويت حساب جديد على منصة كيك، راح احط لكم الرابط هسه كمان شوي عشان تتابعوني عليها، لاني راح اصير اعمل بثوث مشتركة ما بين اليوتيوب وكيك. بس شوي بدي اخفف لايفات على يوتيوب، بدي اخلي مقاطع على يوتيوب والبثوث على منصة كيك، لانه احنا هون يا شباب بالبثوث احنا عرب ومسلمين بنحكي الله ينصر اخواننا في غزة ومن هالكلام. هذا الاشي بخرب كثير خط احمر عند اليوتيوب. هناك على منصة كيك لا احكي براحتك. ناتشوا برضو المانيا فرنسي مش الماني. تمام ايش عندنا هون؟ اوه 23 بربري.
feels like exactly what they're doing.
تمام.
Yeah, and they almost as fast as
شباب
the first
شدوا
two
اللايكات
attacks
الله
up,
يسعدك.
they almost have a
لايك
whole
لايك
attack
بس
speed
اكبس
difference.
لايك
And
الله
here comes
يسعدك.
that Grand Warden for the charge that you were
عليكم
speaking
السلام
of.
عبد
It too
الرحمن.
does have one druid in there which could provide a little bit of additional healing. But the main
قواسمي كل ما
focus
يجي
is going to be on
سؤال
that
قول
Grand
لنا.
Warden. He does have that fireball equipment. Remember, fireball will target the nearest defense, and that's why we see
خايف
so
يكون
many
اجا وانا مش
invisibility
شايف.
spells in this attack strategy. He will use that invisibility on these defenses like we've seen on the other attacks, so he can get that fireball
ما
just
أجا.
a little bit deeper in the base and get as much value as possible.
And as well, he has no poison in his army capacity, which means he wants to take down
تمام
the clan
متابع.
castle with this fireball. So he has to make sure that he's hitting that, because otherwise the clan castle itself could cause some serious issues with the follow-up of the attack then, and with the heroes, which he's going to send him later then. But there goes the invisibility spells. He's turning everything invisible. There goes the
يا
fireball.
سلام يا
He's
سلام
going to take
يا
down the
سلام
clan
راحت
castle.
القلعة.
He has got the value he was looking for, I think, and now it's all about the
خلك
heroes.
بيلعب هيك.
It's very risky when you're going that deep with the fireball, but Nachoa lands it with precision.
أنا هيك
Now a
لازم.
few
أنا
super
هيك.
barbarians in. We
والله.
do have the
شفت عود
super
دايماً
minions
بالونات،
out of that
بالونات،
flame
بالونات.
flinger, joining the king. They'll
كل لعبة
provide a little
بالونات
bit of support, and kind of what we saw Ninja do, using
هذا
those
هيك.
super barbarians to get that Grand Warden to go to the left side of the base. Beautiful earthquake boost there from the king, opening up the base, and now the king
يلا
has
نتشوى
access to the town hall.
اسلخ.
The Royal Champion
لا احنا
just
بدنا هدول
to
بدنا هدول
take
صح
down
انا بدي
as
هدول.
much of those key defenses around there with her rocket spear equipment. I would assume she should take down quite a few of more buildings. Those
الله
chests
يسعد
are
ضل بس
not the
غضب
biggest
صرفه.
threat to her.
تمام
There
تمام
goes
خاصية
the
البطل انسى
shield
الموضوع
into the
خاصية
rocket
البطل
spear.
موجودة.
And this base
كفو
is
والله
not
كفو.
going to see another day. We
Look at
see
that.
the
كفو
setup.
كفو هجمة
We
حلوة.
see the
ايوه
energy
ايوه
on
ايوه
stage.
ايوه
The
رياكشن.
contracting is going to be the next
ايوه
3
ابوس
star.
عينك.
There is a huge presence.
هجمة
for
مرتبة
MSG
23
here
ولا
in
قديش؟
the crowd, and it is 2 minutes 15 seconds on that triple.
مش
So
23
even though that
بربري
was their
اكثر
slowest
بكثير.
attack, still faster than both of the 3 stars for Stamina Esports so far.
حلوة هجمة حلوة يمكن أحلى هجمة لغاية الآن صح؟ غريبة هيك مش متعودين عليها.
What is going to be now the game plan of Stamina Esports? Are they going to change things up? Are they going to try to go?
هي هاي بطولة المليون لو بطولة عادية. هاي بطولة العالم بطولة المليون حبيبي.
Are they keep going with
أقول لك قواسمي أريد أرفع دوري فوق ال6000. أعطيني أسهل تشكيلة حاليا قوية لأنه كنت معتزل اللعبة. عباس أسهل تشكيلة أتوقع إيش اللي بنتشر؟ الفاير بول مع الإلكترو تايتن. هجمة سينثي. لا سينثي مع الاس تي ام ان ليش؟ والله ما بعرف أنا.
This is not an elimination matchup. That is something.
يلا هجمة سينثي.
Throughout the group stage, each team will play each other one other time. So even if Millis team do win this and Stamina lose, Stamina will play against Tribe just a little bit later on.
معقول يهجم هوك؟
Is our next attacker. See what he's bringing.
الانيميشن تبع مش الانيميشن التصوير تبعهم متطور. يلا يا شباب سكوت على هجمة سينثي. تركيز على هجمة العبقري. لا شوف الخاصيات فاير بول البطلة ربح الصوت 18 بالون سوبر آمر ماشي.
And like at this point they're committed. They're just going for the 15 stars and their option as safely as possible, with heavily thinking that they're going to get at least this one most crucial defense.
I almost think you have to in this situation kind of just stick to your guns, kind of stick to the game plan. A lot of time in American football we see a team
معقول بده يضرب بالنص؟
like they have a plan and they're going to stick to it no matter what.
الآمر سينثي لا تطنش لا تطنش.
For Millis team, he did have to make that warden invisible. Has to make him invisible again. Maybe burning through those invisibilities. Still does have 3 of them. The
كان بده يطنش.
right side. He is setting up that deep fireball. He does have a poison, so maybe not looking to take that clan castle out.
يا اخوان والله بتوتر ترى يعني تلعب في البطولة العالمية في الاستوديو زي هيك تبعهم ويكون في مشاهدين غير آلاف المشاهدين بالبثوث موزعين. والحضور اصلا اللي شايفهم هو لحاله ضغط كبير. بده لاعب خبرة صح؟ حتى لو الهجوم سهل.
one earthquake normally.
القلعة
He is going
ما راح
in
تروح.
with more of them to make
راحت.
sure that he can
لأنه
take
كان
down
في
whatever.
تصليح
And he
عامل
actually
بس
took
ما
down the
صار.
clan castle, and the poison was just a backup plan.
Yeah, just in case things went south, which we did see that Warden under a lot of pressure. He had to burn through multiple invisibilities to keep that Warden from getting taken out and getting that fireball deployed too early. Remember, the Warden, if he gets too low on health and would be essentially knocked out, that fireball is going to launch whether Sente was ready or not. Now, King and Queen from the top
في
side,
سكواد
that
عرب
Warden's
بالبطولة
continue
لا
walking through
ما
here
في
and
وللأسف.
picking up tons and tons of value. Beautiful earthquake boots will give the Queen access to the town hall.
تاريخ البطولات من سنة 2019 لهسه ما في ولا عربي دخل
Yes.
البطولة.
Around 70 seconds left for the attack itself, and there's overall a little bit of base left, but let's be honest, there's still the Roy
ولا
chip,
حتى
and
صانع
there is
محتوى.
16 rocket loons.
ما في
That
بكلاش
is
اوف كلانس ما
a
في
lot
ولا
of
حتى
power
صانع
for
محتوى.
this back end. At this point, I feel like the biggest
بكلاش رويال
threat
في
is
ناس
this monolith in
عرب
the core,
وراحوا
but with having
كصناع
so much
محتوى.
backup and still skills
ولاعب
left,
محمد
I
لايك.
think he's looking really good on this one back.
بكلاش رويال
One thing I'm kinda
مبدعين
picking up
بكلاش
here,
اوف
though,
كلانس
is
لا
it seems
العرب.
like they're definitely going to be sticking to their game plan because Sente could have definitely picked up the urgency right there, but it elected to let things play out a little bit. Didn't rush anything, so they're going to take
كفو
their time.
سنتي.
They're going to hope for that defense for Milliseem MG. It is going to be a 3-star for Sente.
مع إنه أنا ما
Very well
بشجعهم هدول.
executed, but again, that time may come into play. We are all
مش عاجبه أداؤه.
9 stars apiece as Sente does lock down the 3-star. A well-executed rocket balloon Warden walk attack.
We have said Group B is an
لعيب
incredible
سيتي.
close group, and the first couple of attacks showing that perfectly between those two teams.
من كثر ما يطلع لي اعلانات ما اعرف اشاهد يا اخي مش عارف شو بدي اعمل. بعرف انهم مزودينها. يا اخي خلينا اشوف بلكي شوف هون.
I don't want to say it's uncharacteristic, but it seems like that's just their plan. They're going to use that strategy, which you and I talked about a lot, kind of off-cam preparation.
بدي اعملها اشوف اني اسويها بشكل يدوي واطنش. عملت اشي انا عندي انه ما يطلع، بس ما بعرف اذا راح يطلع ولا لا. والله بصراحة ما بعرف. هذا اشي انا ما بتحكم فيه. سويتها انا اني احطها بشكل يدوي بس ما بدي احط شيء. هيك ان شاء الله انه يخف كثير.
Are they now going to switch to the safe option now as well with going with those warden charges like we have just seen with their last
هجمة كينج زمان هسا.
something different. I think it's going to just kind of depend on
قواسمي جاوبني فوق. ريلاكس.
I think all of our teams throughout, not only in Group B, but throughout, have that attack strategy they're very, very comfortable with. And I think that also is on a player-to-player basis. Each player knows what they're good with. They know what they can use. They know how they can get a 3-star.
قواسمي شو حكاية التصويت؟ يعني أقدر أعمل تصويت لفريق واحد بس في كل المسابقة. هسا شوف، اكبس على الرابط راح تطلع لك هاي الشاشة وتدخل عليها هون. أتوقع على كل حرب لازم نصوت زي هيك. عرفت؟ هسا بنشوف مع بعض. بعد كل حرب أنا بفتح وبنسويها مع بعض. كينجز مان الهجمة الرابعة. الليدر هذا ليدر الام جي صح؟ فرنسي. 20 بربري سوبر. ما شفت فاير بول؟ ويلكم شو صار؟ عمار منور. مبارك لنافي المركز الأخير. يا حوينة الرواتب والمدربين يلي انصرفوا عليكم. بس صدقني معذورين ترى. الميتا كثير عاطلة. الميتا جدا عاطلة. على الصوت.
And your fireball shot off to the side of the base. But these guys have practiced this. Fireball lands right in the middle of the base. The earthquakes come in to take down that clan castle. Beautifully well executed for Kingsman. He is electing for the super barbarians instead of those rocket balloons. It almost feels like that's just kind of like a personal preference thing because we've seen at the end of the attacks, whether it's rocket balloons or super barbarians, they're just there to kind of clean up and make pathing for the heroes.
شو اللي عامله كنت؟ اتوقع هسه ما راح يطلع.
back
أو
down
راح
pretty
يخف
much
كثير.
when the heroes have not already taken down everything.
ردوا لي خبر
Barracks
بس.
on this one as well to make sure maybe
أو أنا شايف
a
معاكم.
bit faster, but as well the corners you can see on this base are well protected. So Flameflinger
فاليوتيوب كثير صار مقرف.
since he's having
هذا إشي
a lot
منهم
of
مش مني
expos
ترى.
or defending heroes where Flameflinger could have been deployed. Now his ward
هسه إن
is
شاء الله ما
coming
راح يطلع.
really close to those other heroes, so that might.
قواسم منور.
Warden going down.
أنت منور.
Warden is down. Queen goes to
سجاد
ability.
عليكم
Oh
السلام.
no. This is looking a little bit dire for Kingsman. You do not want to lose your Warden in the Warden walk. That's what Itsu was just talking about. Keeping the Warden up throughout that whole
الهجمة
attack
بصراحة
is essentially an
كثير يعني
extended
صعبة، في
queen
أسهل من
charge.
هيك.
But when you lose that
23
firepower, it
بربري
can be very
سوبر.
devastating. He still does have plenty of super buff. I think he's going to be able to recover this and be fine.
بس جابها.
But if that was earlier in the attack, that could have been very devastating. Luckily, Kingsman keeps his composure, brings it back, and it's going to be another 3-star for
شوف.
OG. Look at that celebration.
شو بدي أعمل؟
Uh-oh, what's he got for us?
أيوة بدي أوصل رسالته. هات أعطينا المسج.
What is happening?
شو هاد؟
I don't know.
طب خلي الكاميرا عليه زي فرجينا. أيوة.
Kingsman.
عمل زي ميسي.
Oh my God! Put some respect on that man's name, he says.
We know.
أوه يسعد ربك يا زلمة.
Has a
سعد
lot of
ربك.
history, but they are showing
تعرفوا
us
ليش؟
on
في تاتشات
stage.
بينهم ترى يا
Those two
شباب.
teams are
في تاتشات
fighting
بينهم.
till the end. It's just
هدول من نفس
really
البلد.
crazy here.
ألمانيا وفرنسا مع بعض. ميكس. شفتوا شو عمل لهم؟ حطها هيك قدامهم. ايوه ابلع قال له جايينكم.
Not only the roster changes, which is essentially Hawk moving to stamina and Max coming over to Millicene.
معلم هاي التاتشات وإشي صح. احنا ايش كبيرنا وصف يا معلم. وصف ترمي سبيل. لا هذا قال له انا بجيك في بطولة العالم بعمل لك ايه قدام عينك. لا.
Is there a reaction? Is there a reaction now in performance or maybe in any other way on stage? That will be really interesting to find out. But I think first we should.
عندهم خلافات بعرف والله. زي رونالدو وميسي صح.
Next attacker, kind of at the center of everything we were just speaking
مموث.
of. He is going to be attacking Temper's base here with
معلم هذا الزلمه بيلعب
balloon
تمام.
strategy.
بيرفع حسابات كان رفيع بالدور 15. بوشر قوي بشهد له. بس ممكن انا حاسس انه في بعرة.
Things didn't go to Kingsman plan, but he's able to keep it
كبطولات
together. Hawk is going to look to get that consistent 3-star, but we're one triple away from Millicene winning this war.
شقع بقع. يا رب تقع يا مموت.
Esports need to get their own 3-star. They have went with
قواسم كلان نافي غادة صح؟
غادة. But first they have to deliver that because we have seen
مرتين.
earlier it can happen that the warden is going down if there's too much
يا حرام
damage
قاكو جاب نجمة.
for just 1 second. But so far, Hawk is doing a great job of keeping his warden alive. There goes
إسلاخ إيش الأمر؟
onto that sweeper, and he's getting a massive fireball, and a huge part of that base is gone. But he's now trying to get that warden towards the Archer Queen, which
سحلية
not worked so
مع
good,
الملكة.
but you can do that.
Yeah, but it seems that that's intended. That's part of his plan. Where yesterday we saw Gaku, I don't think that was part of his plan.
بطولات ما ينفع وصل بطولة العالم. لا آرثر قصدي إنه في أقوى منه.
But this seems to be Hawk's plan.
عادي هي قالكم مثلا جاب نجمة ايش يعني؟ ضلوا لعيب.
Make his way into the center of this base. He does still have 16 rocket balloons. King is now in. And I think the plan is to push that Warden and Queen combination right into the middle.
Yeah, there's one more wall break. Is he going to use that now for his Queen push, or is it going to be used somewhere different? Because there's quite a few compartments still open, and those Tesla might mess up the wall break. Remember, wall break tries to target closed compartments, and it's actually going for the Archer Queen. The Archer Queen is destroying it, but the wall is open, but he still is having to take them down.
والله يا سامي حكيت لك
the Roy champion is supposed to do.
والله معذورين يعني مع الميتا هاي يعني عادي. بدها حظ بدها توفيق وحظ. حظ بيلعب دور كبير صح؟
Rocket loons flying in, and Hawk is looking to soar through the skies with a triple for Stamina Esports.
ايش الوضع؟
Yeah, he is smiling. He knows okay, this is a done deal. He's getting that 3-star in. The town has went down. The skitting traps are popping up too late. But at this point, it feels like 3 stars is not
أول شيء طلع على كينجزمان.
anymore.
أول ما
They need quick
طمن إنها
3
مسح.
stars. and
انت بتعمل لنا
Mizzy
الحركه هاي
can decide the
تفضل
entire
توكل على
match
الله.
with their next attack.
انت بتعمل لنا
I
هاي
believe it's
الحركه ولا
December attacking last, and that will be just so much pressure on this player.
طب رد اعمل لك شيء ويا هاد ناصح. هذا بده يشلح البلوزه معلم بده ربع ساعه تخلص الحرب وهو لسه بيشلح بالبلوزه. اللي بده يرد له اياها يشلح له البلوزه بتخلص الحرب وهو لسه بيشلح عشان هيك بطل.
Yeah, forcing the mistake, trusting in their base building, which they have done a lot over the last couple of months, because they were trying to hide all of their hands.
نافي متى ما جابوا لا اللاعب الخامس تبعهم دائما عامل لهم قلق. صح يا عمار.
Anything about their bases, but it seems like so far
الكلان اللاعب الخامس دائما عامل لهم قلق.
Yeah, but offensively they're fine, so they're at least feeling good about their offensive. But Temper is going to be our next attacker, which, funny enough, Temper's parents are also here in the crowd as well. So a little fun little storyline there, maybe added pressure. Mom and Dad watching the son, getting ready to maybe secure this war. I shouldn't say secure this war. Maybe secure this war in the first victory for MMG.
هجمة تمبر هسا.
Everything
شقهم. شقهم يا تمبر. شوفوا هجمة الدقيقة هسه يا شباب، دقيقة و10 ثواني. شقهم يا تمبر. شوفوا كيف الكاميرا بتيجي هيك تنزل هيك حلوة.
Temper will be the final attacker.
متطورين.
He can win the war right now. I believe any 3-star, almost any 3-star will
تمبر لعيب والله لعيب.
They are such a time advantage. I don't have the exact number, but it is going to be Zap Lala.
تعليقات قواسم البطولة عليها قوانين؟ لا ما عليها أي قانون. ما عليها أي قانون، ما في شيء ممنوع. هاي بطولة العالم والبطولات الرسمية تبعت الشركة ما بكون عليها أي شيء ممنوع. تمام، ركزوا يا شباب بالهجمة. زاب لافالون، لافا ثلجية ولافا عادية. 32 من طاق 6 طاق. واضح انه ما في سرعة. في تركيز. الملكة معاها جيلي الحيوان الجديد.
Now the king is going to go ahead and work to the right side, and that log launcher is continuing to push in. But look at this, that log launcher actually taking some damage from the wizards. Log launcher is not going to get as much value as he hoped for. It does not open up that eagle compartment. That could play a factor a little bit later.
The queen is supposed to go into this export compartment. The Yetis were supposed to go into the Inferno Tower compartment.
يا أخي اعملوا زوم زربي عليكم.
No, the Bitterhats are keeping the
المخرج يعمل لك زوم يا زلمة.
is making it on its way towards the Inferno Tower. That thing has to go
انحولت
down.
بشاشة أكبر. روح تمبر روح. الهجمة الخامسة. الوقت لصالح ام جي. شوفوا الوقت يا شباب، تحتية مباشرة الوقت. ما في داعي أسرع، بس يمسح ضمن الفوز. خاصية البطل بمكان أسطوري. يلا انفيرنو روح. ملكة ماتت. ما في عربي تروح التاون، بس ما في سبلاش. سبلاش جوي ما في غير التاون. لا ركز ركز هنا عن شيطانك. ايوه تمبر تمبر غزهم. خاوة فازوا. فاز الام جي. ارتاح. هجمة حلوة.
Getting his team the victory with this last final attack, because even
ما في أمل يجيبوهم صح؟
he's going to triple at this stage, they're not going to have most likely that average time to win the match. Temper going in with a complete different strategy, one of the most high skill seeding strategy in the entire game. It is not an easy thing.
الوقت كان دقيقة و57.
And he's getting the job done. Well done.
A beautiful attack. Mom and Dad have to be proud as their son secures the victory. What a beautiful attack in the toughest.
تعلم عمار. إذا عمار بهجم أحسن.
I want to be that fifth attacker in that situation. But Itsu we could have something interesting. We could have our first double perfect of the entire
شلون ماكو
tournament thus
امل؟
far.
طيب
It
هسه
could
نشوف.
happen. Yes, it could happen indeed with the final attacker being now
هجمة
Flaxy on
فلاكسي.
the Summoner Esports side as well. Their
بدنا
bases
نشغل له
do
الصوت
not
يا شباب.
defend.
والله
And
بدي
what they
اشغل
were
الصوت.
expecting, I
لازم
think they're
هيك.
putting a lot of trust in their bases just going in with this one strategy.
بس خايف
It wasn't
يبندوني.
the fastest
سوبر
one
سيل.
either. We have seen a similar approach yesterday from Synchronic.
لازم
But they
نشغل
had a
الصوت.
really fast strategy to put pressure on the other team.
صوت
But I think we should
هذا
watch the last attack from
شيء زي
Flaxy.
هيك.
Fluxy, the team captain of the
شوف يا سجاد.
squad coming in with the
شوف
Rocket
الوقت.
Moon attack, and it looks
عينك
like
على
that was the
التايم.
plan for the entire matchup.
فرق
around
كبير.
here.
ما
Such a
بيجيبوه.
polarizing figure in the Clash community is Fluxy.
فاير بول.
The
وطلع
team
هاجم
captain of
لك
the squad looking to put a perfect war on.
Interesting
Even though
تخطيط.
they will lose this one on time, he still wants to put up a great performance for his squad and keep that morale very high.
فلاكسي من ايرلندا.
Making sure that they are going to the next
مش
match.
من
Because
فرنسا.
remember, this is a group stage, which means, well, one victory and you're really close of making to the next day. 2 victories and you're safe. But 1 loss does not mean that you're out of this whatsoever. And we have already predicted that this group is incredibly close. And
شوفوا المخطط الجديد السكن.
like a 1 win, 1 loss for
سكن الحرب.
every single team.
Yes.
But let's first concentrate on this attack as he's getting now into the interesting
والله
part.
بصراحة حلو.
Fireball should be... No, wait, he used that already?
Not sure here, not sure, because he still has 3 invis, still has earthquake. I'm not sure. We were kind of talking there,
Okay.
focused on other things. Let's see what he does here, keeping the warden alive with the invis. He does
معلم
have
حتى لو
one
مسح
set
طلع.
done. Keep an eye on this king queen. They can't
ماخذ
get
راحته.
too close to the warden, or else they will pull him away. The
يا
the
رب
warden is
يفرش.
charging him. Their king's getting dangerously
يا
close.
رب
Uh-oh,
يفرش.
into the king pulls
No
the warden
way.
away.
حلو.
Oh no, that's gonna.
الآمر الحق الحق.
happened to Gaku yesterday. The heroes
حلو
got too
حلو يا
close
شباب
and
حلو.
pulled the warden walk away.
بعرها.
This is the one thing you never want to see. The heroes being too
ترى
close.
نص العالم
The
او
warriors just
اذا مش
joining-
اغلبهم مبسوطين.
joining up with them.
راح
The
ينبسطوا
tower
على
now
زعل
has to
الهاب.
go down somehow. The rocket speeders are coming in, but are they enough to take that out? That is the big question.
شوف
of
شوف
that.
شغل حالة الطوارئ يا شباب. شوفوا
Rage
شوفوا.
is a beautiful rage.
شوفوا
I
تحتيه،
love that
شوفوا
play.
صورته.
Rage on the road.
شغل الطوارئ.
Hear that town hall, adjusting on the fly, making it happen. Now some
مضغوط.
rocket loons deployed from the bottom. Just because the warden didn't give maybe what he was supposed to, or maybe that was part of the plan.
ابلع.
We don't know.
اسكت
But it
ولا
seemed like
العب.
the warden
لعب
was
ساكت.
intended for the town hall.
لعب انت
He
ساكت.
does adjust perfectly there.
يا زلمة.
Gets the town hall down. But there's still a lot of defenses on the back that these heroes had to fight through, and they don't have much health.
ابعر وانت
And
ساكت.
especially
الله يسعدك.
remember, this attack can be really important later on if
يستاهل.
our prediction
والله
is
بيستاهل.
going to come true with 3 teams finishing with one
الوحيد
loss,
الخنزير
because
فيهم كلهم.
This means that we're going to the tiebreaker where the stars are an important factor. So somehow clutch
فلاكسي
this
شو
would be
بتسوي يا
massive.
زلمة؟
He's now trying to take down the
انت
second
لاعب
player
بطولة
defensive
العالم.
support and Front Tower, thinks which hits queen and the warden cannot
خلي الآمر
reach.
يلحق
The
الملوك.
queen
كيف؟
somehow trying to stay alive.
كيف تخلي الآمر يلحق الملوك يا زربة؟
It is very, very tough. That multi-arch tower.
المدفع عماه.
The warden didn't get pulled. That would
وشو
have been
بكبس
taken
إذا كلهم
out
3
from the
بالونات؟
boardwalk. Uses the rocket loons in there.
بتكبس
Fluxy has
هيك كلهم
everything
3
that he knows.
بالونات يا
There's not
زلمة.
much else he can do.
تخوث
He has the
علينا
last mini
أساس
deploy.
إنك
17 seconds, 16 seconds.
الحريف
We didn't
يعني.
talk about it much,
ابلع.
Itsu, but if it does come down to that
ابلع.
tiebreaker
الله
situation,
استجاب
it's
دعوتي.
average stars from the war, average percent, and then average time. So this is a big attack. He wants this.
الله استجاب
He
دعوتي.
needs this 3-star, but it is going to time out. It's a time fail.
أيوة.
Fluxy.
اوعى تطلع على خصمك. راح يضايقوك.
But who are able to clutch it is Millicent MG. They're getting the job done. They're getting that victory in the first match, which I think for this group
فرش.
is just so important to set up the
فرش
stage, set
معلم.
up the expectations for the
هنشوف
other team as
الرياكشن.
well, because the other team in this group is Tribe Gaming.
ما في سؤال طلع
You
شو؟
don't want to go 0-1 in your first match.
Yeah, it is going to be very tough, and Stamina will now have to
لا،
prepare
لا،
as they
فلكسي.
play Tribe Gaming in the third matches. One
لا، وانت
thing they do
ساكت.
have working
الله
for them is
يسعدك.
they have this war off, and they get their first look at Tribe, so they can kind of scout what
ترى
is Tribe
أثر.
doing well.
شباب طلعوا شو
Whereas
طلع
if they
لي؟
had to play Tribe right now,
بدي احكي انه اثر اللي عمله
they
كينجز
have
مان
contact.
اثر عليه
So they
نفسيا.
do get that little
نفسيا
bit of a
اثر عليه
break.
لانهم
I think
هم
that is a little
اصحاب.
bit of an advantage
عرفتوا؟
for them moving forward.
شايفين الريزلت؟
Let's go ahead and head
لاني
down to the
توقعت
stage.
صح
Banks has got
اعطوني
a
35 نقطة صرت
Thank you so
180.
much, gentlemen. Great work so far in the caster booth. I've got
وصلت لهون.
Esports'
لازم
very
أخلصها.
own captain. It is Fluxy with me. I mean, going into that final attack,
جابوا كابتن
we
الخسران.
kind of knew with the time situation going on, even if it was perfect, they'd have taken it. So going into that,
هو هي ايش السؤال يا شباب؟
in some ways, or were you still just
السؤال بقول لك who was the MVP of this match؟ في وقت للتصويت؟ لا راح علي، ما جاوبت.
So that was kind of the situation, right? You
Time's up.
with the defense. That's why you were
خلص
a bit
الوقت.
slower and a bit more methodical with
خلص
your
الوقت.
attacks. Was that the plan going
مين
into
الام
this?
في بي؟
That was the plan, but
Kingsman?
didn't work out. But yeah, we'll see the next match.
We had a situation. Kingsman took his top off and showed you the back of
وقت
his,
قصير ما لحقت تجاوب.
Has that kind of fueled the fire for the next match a little bit, or did you not pay attention?
طيب الحرب الجاي
I
بنركز.
don't really care. I mean, it's a long tournament.
نشب يا زلمه، نشب
See what
اسكت.
happens.
It is indeed a long tournament. Final question, you got Tribe up next.
لا بالسنسال.
What's your thoughts going into that? Are
يعني
you going to kind
عرس
of base it off of
ونور
what you
بنفس
see in the next
الوقت.
war, or are you just kind of already mentally prepared?
لا
You know what you're going to do
بالسنسال.
going into it?
We know what we'll do. I don't think it'll change much.
يعني عرس ونور
Cool,
بنفس
calm, and
الوقت.
collected Fluxy here on the main stage. Thanks so much for joining me in this interview, buddy. Really appreciate it. But for now, we're going to head back over to the casters to break down that war in a bit more detail.
Well, we had an interesting interview there. I am not sure if they're really going to not change anything. That might be like a little bit like
هذا ليدر.
mind game. I
هذا
think
ليدر.
This is where it already starts into the next match.
ترى كان هو مع
Those matches were incredible.
نسولف.
This match was
كان هو مع الترايب جيمنج، كان عضو عادي وكان كثير كويس، كثير كان كويس. وصلوا النهائي بالتاون 14، وصلوا النهائي وكان كثير كويس والله. بعديها لما صار ليدر هذا التيم الجديد بين وجهه الحقيقي. عرفتوا؟ قواسمي وين صوت الضرطة؟ لا معلم، لا مش كويس. تصويت شو؟ بيجي سؤال بعد كل نهاية حرب. افتح على هذا الموقع اللي رابطه بالتعليق المثبت، تطلع لك هون الشغلات هاي. تابع. خلينا نشوف. فلكسي فروم اس تي ام هاز بلاير. يا زلمه ليش هيك الوقت؟ فلكسي فروم اس تي ام ان اي سبورت هاز بلايد فور ويتش اذر. يا زلمه انا هسه كنت احكي انه كان يلعب مع ترايب جيمنج. طب بنعرف ام الجواب. كان مع ترايب جيمنج بنعرف. اذا قديش بحطوا الوقت 5 ثواني؟ قرب يقرفهم. هسه كنت احكي هسه. معلم عيب علي اذا بسكر ام الشاشه هاي. بديش نقاط بس بدي اجاوب، بديش نقاط انا. قرب يقرفهم. بس اسم ضروري تقرا اكبس خلاص. اسم خلص عادي اسم، هي على اساس انها مصاري. ما كلها بدي اخذ جرعه تدريب. بكب بشغلها عشان هجمه. بس احنا هيك يعني. طل شوف الجوائز. ايش عشان جرعه تسريع؟ يا زلمه هاي ببيعها ب 10 جواهر. راح علي 10 جواهر. بحياة ربك راح علي 10 جواهر. بدي اموت من ورا ال 10 جواهر. باقي حربين هسه اللي راح يلعبوا. مين الام في بي؟ كينجزمان. اللي راح يلعبوا
Yeah, I feel like for me personally, Temper was just so clutch. I mean, if you have ever tried and
ترايب جيمنج والام جي يا شباب، هاي نار.
how hard it is, so him pulling that off in such a moment was just super impressive.
هاي نار على الآخر.
For his statement, for his reaction. I
Said
think that
Allah,
was
Ivo.
just really amazing because we want to see those emotions on stage as well. Then obviously the reaction from the crowd in here, and that's always so electrifying. So was
كثير قوية.
it's just nice.
Yeah. I think this is the first year we've ever had our players face to face like that. Usually they're kind of like off to the side facing the audience. I love that we have that face to face interaction. So we get
شغلة ترايب جيمنج.
There is a little bit of rivalry there. There is a little bit of okay, there's a lot. Let's be you're right. I'm downplaying a lot. But not only that, I mean, emotions do come up. Things do happen.
جاب سؤال؟
So seeing that and kind of having that direct interaction against your opponents where we've seen in the past where it's like, "Hey buddy, I'm over here."
جاب سؤال.
You know,
How many building can be 3 صح؟ 3. ايش اللي 9؟ ايش هذا؟ ايش معناه امها هاي الكلمة؟
really like going crazy on the stage. I think Tribe Gaming,
Yes,
the team which
very
we'll see later
emotional.
today, might be a big advantage for them.
ايش هاي الكلمة؟
Is like
صبرك بصر ايش؟
showing that off to the other team because we don't know. Maybe it
لازم ترجمة فورية.
maybe he deployed the heroes
والله.
a couple of seconds too early because of what King
لازم
did
ترجمة فورية.
with his jersey just a couple of seconds before.
Yeah, and that emotion, I mean, not only the player emotion,
ترجمة.
but we've also heard in past the crowd
عربك
emotion. The
بيست.
crowd can really get into it. It's been a
كم
lot.
عدد المباني التي يمكن
Me personally, I love it.
التي
I
يمكن
sports event. There's
نعملها سوبر تشارج. ما عرفتش اقراها اصلا.
playing this, but that's
سوبر
not as-
تشارج.
There's not as much emotion. There's not
9 مباني.
and that for me is what I absolutely love. Having those players' emotion, have the audience
قرف
emotion, the
يقرفهم.
reaction, the oohs, the ahs. It makes
يعني يوم ما
such
لحقت
an
اجاوب
intense
جاوبت
matchup
غلط.
for these players to have to deal with.
Yeah, it is for sure different just being on the
منور
stage
أنا.
and not at home. I think there's always as well a fun thing, I guess, from the qualifiers where every player has.
ما فيها لاعبين عرب، ما فيها.
You like to attack. And I think
خلاص انا بس انك تجاوب بعدين اجاوب. تجاوب زيي
playing your bad. We
ببعرك.
craziest positions where players liked to play, where it was as well.
يا شباب عندنا نقص لايكات.
holidays and stuff like that. It was as well something different to play
ادعمونا يا
on
اخوان
stage
باللايك.
because the pressure is on.
Yeah, I definitely
حط لايك يا
remember
كبير ها.
SPS Kings
هاي
were
بوسة.
tryhard on vacation, playing and winning the tournament. It was
اسمع
such
مني
a cool
واحذفها.
thing. So yes, you're out of your
الموقع
element.
باللغة
You're
العربية.
live in the studio.
لا.
Speaking of live in the studio, Carbon Finn joining us here at the caster desk. Carbon, man, what an intense matchup there. What'd you think?
اجا اشي كليم.
Absolutely insane, especially the crowd sitting out there, seeing so many fans interact.
Free.
And I've got an attack
هاتها.
to break down here, but it's not going to be from the winning team. It's going to be from Ninja.
هات هاي.
because of
Free.
some Itsu point.
عاملين سلسلة زي كلاش رويال. تشتري هاي عشان تاخذ هاي فري. تشتري هاي عشان تاخذ هاي فري.
The warden
إذا بحياة ربك
to be able to get the value.
تنتين من هاي وتنتين من هاي ب$3.
Try to set up the base in 3 different lanes. But the big
بيعرفوش إنه إحنا بنبيعها.
to pull the warden because there's a few times where the warden has gone the wrong way or kind of assisted with the
تسويق
hero
هذا،
because you don't
تسويق-
pull him
تسويق
or let him
ناجح.
get too far away. This one, Ninja was able to keep him on his own lane, which would be down here. Then the queen and
حلو.
king
كاربون فين بيشرح هجمة
move in and secure the town
هجمة
hall.
النينج.
With the angry jelly, the whole
حلوة
point is
للأمانة
to be able to
الهجمة.
target defenses, and when you're able to use the invisibility
الرابط.
spells, which would be 1 over here and 2 over here, the fireball will be able to move directly in to hit
مش موجود
this
بالطريقة
middle of the
المثبتة.
base of the multi and including the clan castle. That is what you want to go for.
طيب
So
راح
we'll take
أجيبه
a look
مرة
as the
ثانية.
warden will slowly eventually hit that warden ability, and there we go. The warden hits the core, but this is the important part. The balloons. Notice here, the balloons down here, the warden starts following off to the right side, keeping clear of the queen that's over to the left. The queen and king are going to be moving together, and their objective is now to go into the town hall. He doesn't want the warden to follow because the warden's job is to be able to help take out the monolith right over here. But what can you do in order to help distract this monolith is to be able to drop some skeleton spells out in front of it as this queen and king path their way into the town hall. You can hit the king ability with the earthquake boots to open up that value, and the warden slowly
صار
making his
بالطريقة
way
المثبتة.
right on in towards his monolith, has to make him invisible there because it could be a little annoying if you're not able to keep him alive. And then of course the royal champion helps to take that down as well.
أجل سؤال.
But in this attack, it's all about getting down
أجل
the
سؤال
lanes,
وراح
and
عني.
especially in this one.
معلم
and
خلاص
a
إيش
few of
الجواب
these
الأسئلة.
players have been doing it is sending that warden all by himself to kind of do like an extra hero charge in a base while the queen doesn't need it.
أصلاً
because
مش هعرف
notice
أقرأ
the
السؤال.
queen, she's got healers of her own, so you don't need to be doing the queen charge, queen walk, because you have the healer puppet
شوف
that's able
السؤال.
to help assist the queen as everything converges, and then the
شوف
rocket
إيش السؤال
loops
طلع.
come towards the
What
backside
was
to
not
help
a
finish it
magic
off. You can swap and also shoot the
snack
barbarians, so that is
in
why
the
it's also a very
treasure
versatile attack, but
hunt
it is pretty
event.
difficult. There's a lot of
يعني وأنا بقرأ السؤال
One mistake
بخلص
and
المدة
everything
تبعت الجواب.
can go south in that
فمنيح
area.
إني ما شفته.
Yeah, and I feel
آه
like it's
والله.
as well those little things like the
والله
balloons.
منيح
Like
إني ما
you see,
شفته.
okay, the warden is wandering off to the wrong side. He
إيش
was
السؤال؟ إيش
reinforcing
السؤال؟
with the loons, and knowing those little interactions are really helping you to manipulate the
ولا-
pathing of those heroes, which can be such an important thing in the
لا، ما
strategy,
أجل.
which I feel like is to some degree like the Lalo of Channel 16.
طلع السؤال
like it's
صار
a
جاي
really
ولا إيش
complex
جوابه.
strategy where you have to know a lot of interactions, and this
200
was
نقطة.
really shown in this stage, in this match of those two teams, and they were executing it perfectly.
يعني بدنا نركز احنا باللي بيحكوا ولا في البطولة ولا بالهجمات ترايب جيمنج هسا ولا بالأسئلة؟ بالهجمات طبعا. شو أفضل لاعب في البطولة قواسم بالنسبة لك؟ والله لسه ريكيرز فيليب تبع سينثرونيك وهذا اللي هجم قبل شوي تمبر. في كثير تصويت المعلقين كلهم قالوا 3 قالوا ترايب جيمنج. لا هون التصويت احنا الماتش الثانية 2 قالوا ام جي و2 قالوا ترايب جيمنج. نافي مو مشارك، نافي خسروا امبارح، خرجوا طلعوا من البطولة، خسروا مرتين. ما هاي البطولة دبل اليمينيشن. ايش يعني؟ يعني اللي بيخسر اول مرة بكون معاه كمان فرصة، اللي بيخسر ثاني مرة بيغادر. يعني هسه الاس تي ام ان خسروا، اذا بيخسروا كمان حرب اللي هي الحرب الثالثة حيغادروا. شايفين بينزلوا على اللور براكت. شايفين امبارح نافي خسروا اول مره من سنترونيك وخسروا الثانيه من الام تي اف واي. اوكي اليوم الام جي وترايب جيمنج هسه حاليا راح يلعبوا، بعديها الاس تي ام ان وترايب جيمنج. المباراه الثانيه في حال خسرت ترايب جيمنج هاي المباراه الثانيه اللي بيخسر بينهم بيغادر. تمام واضحة إن شاء الله. مين خسر نافي أول مرة؟ سنترونيك، كلان سنترونيك هذا تبع مين؟ إيش اسمه الليدر؟ نسيت اسمه. اسمه على لساني. ايش اسمه؟ المهم ما علينا. والمرة الثانية خسروا من كلان صيني. جنرال اكس اللي نسيت اسمه. الليدر جنرال اكس، ليدر السنترونيك. عليكم السلام حبيبي علي. بدنا متجر حسابات كلاش موثوق. والله ما بعرف صراحة. قواسمي كيف نجيب النقاط؟ فوت على الرابط اللي بالتعليق المثبت وحاول جاوب على الأسئلة اللي بتطلع. يعني شوف هسه في عندك توقع هون، أنا مجاوب أصلا، أنا عامل بريدكشن للتوقعات. شايف ما بقدر أتوقع خلص لأنه أنا متوقع ومخلص. ما بعرف إذا هسه مفتوح للي ما توقع. أنا عامل بريدكشن على ترايب جيمنج قبل ما أفتح البث. ما بعرف إذا هسه مفتوح، أتوقع لا، بس خليك متابع في البث هون وبالأسئلة مع بعض إحنا بنجاوب نحاول يعني. بس أتوقع بنجيبها يا شباب، بنجيب النقاط كاملة حتى لو مارينول.
It'll be a surprise, but you know what? I think it might be likely as well. We're getting ever so closer in every war. Now, do you have a particular team that you're looking out for?
هذا لاعب يا شباب، لاعب قديم.
I think Synchronic Gaming, they are playing very well and they have
الإنجليزي ضعيف عنده.
A strong team, good bases. This is the thing that we need to emphasize. The base builders, the unsung heroes of this tournament as well. Now, we've got to talk about these language streams. We have so many here, so many languages on site. Is it an incredible thing to be a part of? And who have you been excited to meet from the local language casters?
أقدر أتوقع الآن قواسمي. والله ما بعرف صراحة. جرب فوت.
Because I don't see
ما بعرف. تجرب.
And it's very good for me.
لازم خلص لا تحرجوا. الإنجليزي ضعيف عنده.
Oh, we're going to awkward spud it. Yes, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Go back into your caster stream. An absolutely fantastic job so far. We can't wait to see more of Marinol as well. But for now, we're going to head over to Judo Sloth because he's got an
الإنجليزي ضعيف كثير عنده.
It is great to see so many creators here at Superfest, and I am joined by Clash Ninja. I have to ask first, what was your thoughts when
كيف أقدر أخذ الجوائز؟ فوت على الرابط اللي بالتعليق المثبت. شو بنحكي أخوي؟ الرابط اللي بالتعليق المثبت فوت عليه.
It's amazing, blown me away. So good to see. It is incredible. Now, you're someone that helps the community through the creation of tools. Are you able to give
شوف
us
مع
a few
بعض.
examples?
أنا متوقع ونخلص بس ما بعرف إذا في إشي ثاني. ما في. فوت اسمع فوت لما توصل انت راح تطلع عندك الشاشة هاي تمام. انت اكبس على الاولى prediction and result بس تطلع لك هاي. جرب اتوقع، ما اتوقع انها مفتوحة عندك، انا متوقع ومخلص. جرب ما زبطت ارجع ارجع هاي الهوم، ترجع على الهوم، فوت على الثاني فيو شدل.
Yeah, it's really helpful
ما في
in
شيء.
a
لا تفوتش
variety
هون.
of areas of the game as well. You touched upon a little bit in the
هون
pro
هون.
scene. Many of the
هون
tools
للآخر
are
انزل.
a collection of stats which specifically helps with
انا يعني
Facebook.
زيكم عم
Are you
بشوف.
able to talk into that a little
هاي
bit?
تبعت الحرب الماضية ما بدنا اياها. هون جرب اكبس. إذا ما اسكت جيب لنا لاعب يحكي. قواسمي إذا فتنا
Yeah, it's super interesting.
الرابط
You
لازم
see
نعمل
that
تسجيل
from
للسوبر سيل
Synchronic
للقرية
as
الأول.
well.
طبعا
Yesterday
طبعا
against
لازم تعمل تسجيل لقريتك عشان الجوائز يجوا على قريتك. أكيد بدهاش اثنين يحكوا فيها. حط الإيميل وبوصلك كود، بتحط بتنقل الكود 6 أرقام عشان الجوائز تيجي على قريتك. كيف بدها تيجي؟ هاي حاطين الرابط event.supercell.com event.supercell.com. ايمتى بدهم يلعبوا؟ يمكن دقيقة دقيقتين تبلش. هيا بلشت. حرب هاي كثير قوية يا شباب. ترايب جيمنج ضد الام جي كثير قوية. ان شاء الله ترايب جيمنج يفوز.
We're going to see our final team here in the World Championships, Tribe Gaming, for the first time as they square off.
Yeah, Tribe was the very last team to be able to get that
قواسم نريد نسوي لنا بطولة ان شاء الله قريبا.
But it wasn't just in the last chance qualifier. They had to get
نافي كل بطولة يخسر من الصينيين. مش أول مرة صح حمزة.
And what a roller coaster was that match. They were sent down to the lower bracket, coming back, forcing a bracket reset again.
مرة خسروا النهائي بالتاون 13 أيام الكوفيد 19. أيام الكورونا ما كان في زي هيك يروحوا يسافروا قصص، فلعبوها في بيوتهم وخسروا. تاون 13 خسروا النهائي. 5 هجمات للخصم الصيني، ال5 هجموهم زاب ليفل 1 بالخمسة. بتشجع منه قواسمة؟ بشجع ترايب جيمنج مش حبا فيهم شخصيا، بيستاهلوا وتاريخهم طويل وحافل، فان شاء الله انهم يفوزوا. كلاوس خسر النهائي مرتين، مرة من الصينيين ومن مين المرة الثانية؟ نهائي؟ يمكن مرة واحدة بس. البطولة في أي دولة؟ في فنلندا. مقر سوبر سيل بفنلندا، هو مقر الشركة هذا. منتهية لأم أم جي، والله بيستاهلوا برضه قويين. منور ابو القواسم حبيبي يا فيصل، نورك. مرة واحدة خسر بالتاون 13 حمزة، 14 فازوا، 14 فازوا، هم ابطال تاون 14. تاون 15 مين البطل؟ اللي هو السنة الماضية البرازيليين سيلينهو باتو وليو هدول.
Going to be so unbelievable. I cannot wait for it. They are our first team to take to the main stage, fresh off a victory against Stamina Esports. Their blood must be pumping and they are ready and raring to go. So join us on the stage for Kingsman, Temper, Tryhard, Nachoa and Max. They are Midasim MG
Gaming. شوف العرض تبعهم، هدول اكثر رياكشن، تفاعل عندهم اكثر. ايوه شب اوعى. هذول بيعملوا جو في الساحة، بيعملوا جو. فيا رب يستمروا. البطولة أحلى معاهم.
And this match might be one of the loudest we will have in this arena so far. We have fans from both sides and they are gonna get loud. These teams, I remember them facing off back in the June qualifier when MMG was able to compete. They sent Trot down to the lower bracket in the upper finals just before the grand finals there, and it was a 15-14 war
والبرازيليين مو أحبهم. أتوقع ما وصلوا.
was not able to come through in his attack, and you know he was thinking of that moment and he wants to come back from it.
يلا يا اخوان بسم الله.
They already have one victory under their belt here today.
في إشي جديد؟ ماكو. ماكو إشي جديد خلص.
and Max. What a stellar lineup we have.
Yeah, we just saw them play and put up a perfect war, Carbon fan. They have adjusted to the
هذا جايب معاه ايش؟ جايب معاه
how all of these teams kind of have their go-to strategy for them.
وش جايب معاه ورقة كاتب عليها.
With two overgrowths, a little bit of an interesting take on that, but also at the same time they were able to adjust and move into that more secure war to walk into the Super Barbarians and secure that perfect war.
فوزوا يا ترايب جيمنج.
Their opponents, Tribe Gaming, been a roller coaster of a
الجولة الثالثة ترايب جيمنج ضد STMN.
the whole season. They were so close so many times. Exorcist, Kronos,
يحيى سني.
These guys have been playing
year
over year, and
حبيبي
they
كيفك؟
such a uniform team. They know the ins and outs. They know what the other players are going to do. They know how this team functions.
يلا أول هجمة.
Just such a good level of trust there.
There has to be, and there was one point where we talked about Trod thought they weren't going to be making it here. But they were. They are able to be here now, and that's all that matters. This is their very first match this weekend. It's crazy that even before
ما في مشكلة مع المنظمين، مشكلته مع التيم تبعه فلكسي طلعوا من التيم. تمام؟ عاقبوهم سوبر سيل شو عملوا؟ أقصوهم من البطولة وقالوا لهم خلص انتوا خسرتوا وما في تتأهلوا. المركز الثاني اللي بتأهل مكانكم. ولازم ترجعوا تلعبوا تصفيات من أول وجديد. بس بعد فترة انحلت وتأهلوا بدون ما يلعبوا تصفيات مرة ثانية STMN وماكس ما رجع. يلا مع الهجمة الأولى ريك
to go here in the world finals. You know he's calculating everything. He
wants
to bring it for us, and you know he's one of the best Lalo attackers in the world.
Not only one of the best Lalo attackers in the world, but one of the most consistent players in the world. First time we see Tribe, let's see what they bring to the table.
هذا كلاسيكو فعليا الكلاسيكو كلاسيكو ألمانيا
3-star set the tone for their team, and as always it's amazing to be able to see these players
ليفلون واحد هيلر. شوف الخاصيات.
has one of the craziest reactions you're gonna see.
2 زلزال و4 ضرب مع ضربة السهم تبع الملكة. تمام خلينا نركز بالهجمة. زلزال 2 ب2 خاصية الملكة. سلام عليك. يا سلام عليك. يا سلام عليك. يا سلام عليك مستاهل الزقفة والله. ضرب الزلزال وضرب البرق يعني ضامن انه خاصية الملكة ما يغلط مع واحد هيلر. خلصت الهجمة. خلصت. اللي سألني من لاعبك المفضل وقلت له ريكيرز قبل ما يهجم، وقبل ما يهجم أول هجمة له في البطولة كاملة. تفضل تفضل. خلصت.
As the blimp now lands onto the town hall, it's going to go down.
Wow, يا ريكيرز واو.
But notice this base is going down quick. It's not a slow attack. Typically, Lalo takes quite a bit there, as it's looking really good here.
أفضل لاعبين إذا مش أفضل لاعب بالعالم والله.
Rikiras flying through the base. I think Tribe.
واو يا زلمة شو عمل؟
Hey, against this Philistine squad, we're going to have to be quick. This attack is just over a minute, and Rikiras gets it done. A beautifully executed
يا شباب.
attack. A minute 13 or 14 right there, Carbon. Such a fast pace. That's our fastest attack of the day.
مرعب.
It might be the fastest attack of the weekend as well. That was incredible there. And to think that this is hard mode as well. Rikiras gets it done. And Rakira's well done, and an
Yeah, Rick.
impressive attack
Yeah, Rick.
there. Both his parents are supporting him, but he did say that his mom is too nervous to be watching him attack. She has to ask his dad, how did it go?
ان شاء الله تراي جيمنج
Because
بياخذ
he
البطوله
just
وهو
can't
بياخذ
take
الام في بي
the
للبطوله
nerves,
يستاهل.
but he delivers it right there, gets it done, and lines up that arrow.
that was so
with
good.
بس مشكلتهم
the
التيم
Inferno,
تبعهم
the
من
spell
براكس.
tower. Both
من براكس
spell
ببعض.
towers going down, that's incredible value, and then
وهذاك
speed
شو اسمه؟
control. Now
Exorcist?
strategy-wise, do you try to
Exo
send
صح؟
one to
ببعض
two players
برضه.
to be fast
والله
and the
ببعض.
rest of them to be safer 3 stars? And if you're on the other team with Milliseam MG, what do you do now?
Well, Carbon, something we didn't really talk about here, it almost feels, to me personally anyways, Tribe have a little bit of advantage. They're the very last team to play in this tournament. So they've already seen every single other team, and they can kind of game plan for that. I'm sure when they saw Milliseam come out with those 2 quick attacks, I'm sure they had a couple ideas for this war. I'm sure they're like, let's go quick, boys. We got to get it in. And we kind of saw that with that attack. He
هيك
didn't
الهجوم
hesitate
مو
with
زي
any
الصينيين
portion.
سبام
Queen
صحيح
was in,
دكتور.
King was in. World champion takes down the town hall. Lalo immediately starting from
لازم
the top.
هجمات
We're
بسرعة.
gonna have Kingsman actually moving into
بس
that
احنا بدنا
first
ترايب
position
جيمنج
in this
يعني
war
بس
to attack Yo-Yo
انه
face
لازم
next.
بدهم الام جي هجمات سرعة.
The captain
تمبر
of
تمبر بيقدر
Milliseam
يمسح بسرعة
MG.
بس
You
الباقيين
saw his reaction
مش
from the
كثير.
very first match, taking that jersey off, showing Astanima Esports, but he's locked in here
هوبا.
and he
أنت
is
أقوى
going to
طبعاً.
be ready for this next attack. So let's see what Kingsman has got for us.
شوفوا كيف الكاميرا.
Here we go. MMG looking to keep the momentum
بطولة
flowing for
تنظيم
this
كثير
squad.
رائع.
They had such a convincing war in that
الكاميرات
war
يعني
one against
المخرجين
Stamina
كثير
Esports.
حلو
Now
بس
up
عندهم
against
نقطة
Tribe
صغيرة.
Gaming, a completely
شوية
different
زوم.
foe. And we see a
شوية
bit of a
زوم
shift.
سوبر سيل
We saw
شوية
them using
زوم.
this a little bit in the last war
يعني مش
where we
ضروري
had
نشوف
the
إحنا طرف
essentially
القرية.
war to walk into
شوي
Super
شوي
Barbarian.
بس صح.
But the problem with this is they were a little
شكله
bit
عندهم
slow
بخلوها
with
هيك
this
ليش
attack.
عشان يعملوها السنة
Kingsman in
الجاي
that first war
ونحس
used
بالفرق
this
انه
attack,
والله
but it
السنة
was
هاي
2
في
minutes and
تطور.
11 seconds.
إنه
And if he
دائما
does
يكون
that,
في
they're
تطور
almost a minute
عرفتوا؟
behind.
Kingsman
هو
has
مش
actually
اصلا هاي
improved
مدروسة.
his 3-star rate from when
كل شغلات هاي
he
مدروسة
upped
انه
to
دائما
hard
يضل
mode.
اشي
Or in
ناقص.
the original hard mode, he was a
إشي صغير.
73% 3-star rate.
انه نرضي الناس
But in the
بس
newest
المرة
hard
الجاي
mode,
يكون هذا
he's
الاشي
quite a
والله
bit
في تطور
improved.
عرفتوا؟
He's really been putting
اخوات
in
الطبلة.
that practice and
مخ
it's been showing
تجاري.
with the Super Barbarians, 17 of them. And we're going to see this Warden take his time. You want to make sure that the Warden probably stays
أغلب
on the
التصاميم
edge,
في البطولة
going his direction so that you don't
الدفاعات
pull him,
القوية اللي هي
pull him, but time
المدفع
will be a
الارتدادي
question.
الكانون.
Yeah, here comes that fireball.
أوه
And Visitor
حلوة
takes out
حلوة
the
حلوة
weakens up the
حلوة
bottom,
مع
takes out
القلعة
the
حلوة.
and the clan castle.
هاي يا
Now
شباب
the Warden
الدفاعات
can come over
القوية
and take
المدفع
out the town hall, but he's in
الارتدادي.
danger. He's got to get that town hall quick.
آمر خليه عايش.
He's in danger of getting taken out. Beautiful.
أوه واو يا زلمة جد واو.
Warden will secure the town hall. That was a little bit dangerous.
ما خلينيش أكمل القصة.
Close. The spotting could have played a huge role.
واو يا زلمة والله لو معانا مات زمان.
Not Warden because the town hall must go down.
كان مات زمان الآمر كيف هيك خلاه على آخر شعره خرب بيته.
But the royal champion yet
المهم الدفاعات القوية المدفع الارتدادي والأرشر الملتي أرشر بخلوهم على الأطراف صح؟ مش بالنص.
Those few balloons up top were actually more clutch than I think a lot of people realize because they took down that defense, which allowed the Queen to join the King and did not pull that Warden away so that Warden can continue his pathing through the middle of the base. The Royal Champion now on the right side. Everything's going to converge at that bottom portion, and this is looking very strong for Kingsman. However, much slower than
حلوة حلوة كثير والله الهجمة.
Yeah, the focus just getting on the 3 stars at the moment here, continuing his way through. He likes it. It's going to be a 3-star to start off for Milliseam MG.
محترم كينزمان كويس.
Wants to stay calm because there's a lot more attacks to come in for this match. All you got to do is try to hope for a defense. That's what Stanima Esports were hoping for, but they didn't get it against a team like
حالك بالليرة كاملة معلم.
So let's see if one of these will be able to, or will it be our first perfect?
I don't think we're going to see as much player emotion in this one. I think we're going to see the audience.
احتفل هذا مرة. لا احتفاله الأول مش عشان مسح وهيك.
There's a little bit of mixed reaction
تعرف
in the
انت.
crowd there. So
شوف
I think this
الآمر.
one's going to be more about the audience interaction. But Kingsman does a great job here.
يا اخوان والله لو معانا كان مات زمان ترى.
Warden was going to get taken out, maybe not secure the town hall.
كان مات على هاي الشعرة.
If the Warden's not able to continue pushing through, that is a huge problem. Minute 59, so not too much slower, 45 seconds, but still quite a bit slower than Tribe.
I mean, his average for the newest hard mode is 2 minutes 13, so that's an improvement from his typical average in the current hard mode meta. So great job there for Kingsman. We saw Ramirez really step it up in his attack to set the tone for Tribe Gaming. So the next attacker that we're going to have
الامر حقهم ليفل 800 مش 80 انت ناسي كمان صفر. الامر تبعنا ليفل 8 بدون صفرين. نبراكس اوعى ابوس عينك اوعى. نافي خسر امبارح.
In finance, so is he going to be able to put his smarts to the test against this base? So let's see what you got, Nebrax.
نبراكس اوعى تبعر.
Does Nebrax go fast? Does he go to the skies? We are going to find out any second now as the attack is in. And Nebrax coming in with another Lalo. More zaps, more earthquakes, another giant arrow for this queen. Tribe have found something they like with this attack. And he's going to look to pierce through the center of this base.
Continuing with the same attack, at least for the first two, because it can be very fast. As we got lightnings on one Inferno. We got the queen with her arrow flies across.
يشيل سم مع انفيرنو بس ما راح السم.
But the other Inferno on the other side still stands. He doesn't have the lightnings to deal with, but the spell tower
بس والله هاي حلوة يا شباب ترى.
Does get some healing.
احنا دائما لازم نشيل اثنين انفيرنو مش شرط.
It's tough to take a factor in how much healing.
بدل ما تضرب 6 ضرب او 7 ضرب مع زلزال تضرب 3 مع زلزال ما خسرت الملكة. الملكة بتمشي معاها هيلا يصير. والله بدي اشوف لها كثير اهتمام.
Really deal damage to balloons flying through the middle of the base.
Yeah, the king unfortunately is going to get stalled.
بتقوليش اعتبار لا ركز بالخاصية وخلص. الزاب مش حتخبط فيه بس الخاصية. ركز فيها وخلص.
You have the healers on her, and here comes
شوف
the Grand Warden. We have the blimp flying across to go for this town hall, pops that early Warden ability, and most likely we're going to see probably Yetis.
ما ضايقوا السم اللي ما راح. ما ضايقوا.
Yeah, just that. Yetis raged up. They'll take down the town hall. They'll be able to work down through the bottom, maybe even get some damage onto the Inferno and the Expo.
واو يا شباب متدربين.
Now the world champion joining the party from the top side of the base. The balloon
ناويين على البطولة Tribe Gaming خلاص.
Quite a bit of damage after that hound pops, but if the world champion can get this multi-arch tower down, that will be huge.
حلوة.
Check that out, Carbon. The Infernos play a huge factor in these Lalo attacks.
He is continuing his way into the core of this base. The queen did go down. He's trying to make it to the mall.
لا ايش عم بيصير؟
Stands up here.
بطولة.
And might just be able to get this defense. The balloons are gone.
لا.
Nebrax, unfortunately.
انسى السرعة. انسى السرعة.
The healers are wait. The monolith needs to stay distracted. Still has the spirit box alive.
The healers.
حلو السم ما طلع للبطلة. الحق.
But it's going to instead be a 3-star. Wait.
مسح. حلو.
What a recovery from Nebrax.
يخرب بيتك وقعت قلبنا. بعرف انك منور والله منور انت والله هاي البطولة تحت هون هيك لازم تطلع قدام هيك والله انت منور انت يا زلمه منور بعرنا اللي شوي بيتك
Nebrax's hit rate in the original hard mode was 86%, but in the most recent update in hard mode, his hit rate dropped down to 67%, and he was able to just edge that one out with a 2-minute and 4-second triple. That's all that matters.
هدول مش حرام فيهم الرواتب مع
but getting the 3-star is what matters now. And
هذا تصميم نار ضيع عليه فلكسي
takes a deep breath because at one point he thought it might have failed. No, against a team like Milseed, if you don't
ارسموا عمار ارسموا يا شباب ارسموا للتصميم
I honestly thought it was going to fail, Carbon, but those healers got in the perfect position. But with Rakiris' quick attack, they actually have a little bit of wiggle room on time.
Yes, that was
slower than Kingsman attack, but at the same time, Rakiris went so fast that shouldn't matter. We saw Max go first in the last war. Max stepped in that second position. Such a consistent attacker, new to the team, and he's looking to keep his team alive in this one as we take a look at his parents. Look at that. Max attack 3 stars, dad showing the support. You gotta love that, Carbon.
Yeah, Max is a second-year college student studying aerospace engineering. You know he's got the smarts, so let's see him bring it in this next attack.
Our Clash of Clans esports players, well-versed, well-educated, and Max is flying in with a root rider, I guess not flying.
الخاصيات.
He is trouncing through the base with a root rider double overgrowth attack. We saw him use this in the first war very successfully. Minute 43 on that 3-star. Let's see if he can replicate it.
With that queen behind the ice golem and the king going in
في
this
تشويش
apartment, we do
بالاستوديو
have
ممنوع.
two overgrowths to be deployed. And this is a
هسه سكتوهم ممنوع.
overgrowth type of attack.
وقت الهجمة ممنوع.
We've seen many 1-stars result from that.
بس تخلص الهجمة بيحكوا لهم اللي بدهم، شايفين سكتوهم. الأمن بيسكتوهم ممنوع.
As well, it has been quick, especially in the previous meta, as we are pushing the root rise down to the bottom side with some druid assistance. But this king and queen are going to push into the cannon and luring out this clan castle.
Root Riders trampling and trouncing right on through on their way to the Eagle Artillery. Uses the overgrowth to go ahead and take some of that damage off the Archer Queen. Now those ice golems holding things up. Great freeze there on the ricochet cannon so that the queen didn't get taken down too low. But the issue here is those ice golems freeze things up. Queen needs to get the ricochet cannon. Things are fading here. This is looking a little risky.
فيها بعرة ترى. ريج يا اخوي ريج. مات الجيش ريج يا زلمه صافن. نظاراتك ولا صح احنا بدهم يخسروا عادي. انا بدهم يخسر.
Not too many troops left into the core, but does have the assistance of this Grand Warden.
Max has to push through here.
معلم الملكة ماتت.
Not only is the
جيب نجمتين. احمد يحمد ربه على النجمتين.
Very, very tough for him to get through as he does not have many troops left. The most important thing is get this town hall, run up the Carbon. This is going to be
ريكيريز دفاع هجوم زلمه مش طبيعي. زلمه مش طبيعي.
And that is a huge defense for Tribe Gaming. That's what Stanima Esports were hoping for to try to get against Millicent MG. So now Tribe with the defense.
شجع اي فريق انا بشجع ترايب جيم.
15 stars. It doesn't matter about time.
على قواسم منور حبيبي انت نور. الجوائز كيف ناخذها؟ تمام اكبس على الرابط اللي بالتعليق المثبت وافتح حسابك جوا هون، حط الايميل وحط الكود وتوقع اعمل توقعات زي ما بنسوي احنا هسه واجوبه وهكذا.
For Max, so unfortunate, just ran out of gas.
حلو ترايب جيمنج هيك ان شاء الله ضمن الفوز. ما في شيء تعمله الا الايموجيات هيك تاخذ عليها 5 كل ايموجي بس، وبعد الحرب ما تخلص بصيروا يجيبوا لنا اسئله وبنجاوب عليها.
Below an 85%, then Millicent MG will be back in the lead. It was tied. All 3 stars apiece. That's what was coming in so far. So now, Tribe, can you
صراحة بيستاهل يعني أنت لاعب أنت لاعب بطولات ولاعب تيم عالمي وواصل البطولة العالمية، جاي على البطولة العالمية تهجم روت رايدر ليش؟ حتى لو إنه قوي، حتى لو إنه قوي ليش؟ اهجم جيش ثاني، خلي الناس تزقف لك، اغلط وما تمسح مثلا خربت هجمتك بس خلي الناس تحترمك، لو مسح والله ما حدا محترمه، قرفانين منك احنا كلنا. ليش؟ السؤال ليش تروح لهذا الطريق؟ ليش تروح لهذا الطريق؟ يعني لا تقول لي هجمة سريعة ولا تقول لي جيش شغال. صح يا اخوان؟ صح؟ ليش تروح لهذا الطريق؟ لا هي يعني خربوا الجيش اصلا، هم بطل يمسح بسرعة، نادر ما يمسح بسرعة، فشوف جيش ثاني خلي الناس تحترمك عليه احسن لك، وهي بعر فيه، يعني كل الناس مبسوطة هسه انه بعر بهذا الجيش. مش عارف. شوف الفايربول، شوف اوه لا خاصية الملكة، خاصية الملكة هذا اللي انا بخاف منه هذا.
Yeah, but the queen was supposed to hit that
زرب
giant arrow
عليك
through the town
زرب
hall and
عليك
finish it
الله
off,
يقرفك.
and he did not get that very precise on those invis. But when you're doing all that, it's so
ألف
hard to
سبل
get
ألف
that
إخفاء
queen
حط.
angle just right. It is not the end of the world. He could still be fine.
طلع يا اخوان شغل حالة الطوارئ، شوفوا تحت شوفوا تحتيه هي طلعوا شيء يطلعوا عليه.
Right on top of it.
اوه لا لا شو هاي اللقطة؟
going to the monolith, takes that down. Royal Champion's moving through. He drops some freeze and he's got more balloons and Exorcist. Get ready for the reaction.
Tribe have came to play here as Exorcist burns down Max's base in a minute.
Wow. واو 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 هاي الحروب اللي بتنحدر يا اخوان، هاي الاستراتيجيات اللي بتنحدر. بطولة عالم هاي، السعد ابوك، السعد ابوك يا اخوان. احنا بنصلي وهم هم بتوفقوا، احنا بنصلي وهم بتوفقوا. التنتين مع بعض بزبطش. لا 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 لا، 7 اخفاء، 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 اخفاء. الله اكبر، خربت خاصية الملكة. لا 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 لا، طلع لي سبايكي بول. لا
Carbon, I know time's probably not going to matter as much in this war now after the fail, but that was actually tied for our fastest attack with Tribe's other attack. Tribe are coming out and they are cooking. They're not wasting any time. I think Tribe's plan here.
حرام ما يوصل النهائي، حرام ما نضلنا شايفينهم لآخر البطولة.
We see that so far.
Incredible job right there. Tribe keeping up the momentum. 3 stars coming in, but now
والرياكشن تبعه حلو. بيعملوا جو ترايب جيمنج.
engineering degree in construction and he's looking to do a career-wise.
كيف جت هذه؟ توفيق يا معلم.
So let's see if
انت بتصلي والتوفيق بيجيهم.
even though he's now going to be the next attacker ready. So Nachoa, good luck.
الحرام خروج نافي صحيح. نافي حلو يضلوا كمان.
Let's see if Nachoa can build a bridge and get over
حلو،
this deficit.
استمرارهم كان مفيد للبطولة.
Trailing against Tribe Gaming. It is going to be the super barbarian.
نتشوى خلص ما عرفتم انتم.
I think I need to utilize that. Half the time I'm all over the place. One final hand wipe to make sure that you're swiping and pressing and hitting the right areas of the screen. But this attack has worked out very well for the squad so far.
حلو العربي كيف.
Nachoa can get yet another 3-star.
كانهم متدربين هذا التيم على ال 23 بربري مع الفاير بول. للأمانة هجمة حلوة، بس ما في أحلى من هجمة تريك. ما في أحلى من هجمة تريك، صح؟
This is the exact same strategy he used against Stamina Esports. He was rewarded with the 3-star. Remember, Milliseam MG did go perfect. One thing I do want to point out here, even if Tribe are able to hold this lead, that does not mean
لايك خلينا نطلع هيك ترند ولا مرة.
Tribe, ooh, fireball lands. Ooh, I was wondering if that clan
حلو
was
شالوا
going
القلعة.
down. It barely goes down there. But Tribe will play Stamina Esports next.
وهو أساساً عامل حسابه إنه مش ماخذ سم.
Out Milliseam, if they win here and then they do win the next match, that would mean Milliseam would actually advance with the 1-run record at Stamina 0-2. However, if Tribe win this, lose the next one, then we have a 1-1 group, Carbon, and we'll have to talk about all those tiebreakers.
And if that happens, all my predictions would have been wrong, even though I predicted 1-1-1, but it would have been the reverse of every single one of the matches. But let's see as Nachoa is now pushing in with the rest of this attack as Super Barbs come
إيش المميز بالهجمة يعني إنهم ياخذوا هذا الجيش.
So he can continue his way safely in towards the mile with more Super Barbs to help
يعني
funnel
مش
in
سرعة، مش هجمة سريعة صح؟
Oh, he stayed alive, did have to invest that rage as the heroes, King and Queen, are pushing into the right side.
I think that's one of the most impressive things that all of these players have been able to do with this attack.
شوفوا عند التاون دفاعات أرضية حتى 2 اكسبو أرضي. كيف بده يجيب التاون؟ بإيش؟ بالبطلة. نزل البطل قريب عن التاون. يا أخي اعمل زوم يا مخرج. حلوة. خاصية البطلة كثير قوية والله، كثير. خاصة مع ريج. بس معلم ليش أخوي ليش؟ شايف الدفاع أرضي ليش هيك فكر؟ تتخيل لو لافا لون راحوا على التاون بريج وتجميد بيجيب كل هاي الدفاعات. وقت تايم. اوه ساحر. لا بس الفينكس اشتغل. عمل لك شيء يا زلمه، عمل لك شيء على الزوايا. يلا ايوه كل شيء. يا انا مشجعه. يلا بدنا نمسح عادي عشان تضل الحرب قويه. اسرع ناتشوا. اخفي وقت.
And now this can really play a role if it's an all 1-1-1.
شوفوا اللحظة الأخيرة. يا حرام.
And if Stanima
حرام.
perfect an answer, then
second defense for
شوف وجهه.
wow, that's now 2
تدمر.
defenses.
يا حرام. نفسيته تحطم.
Makes it to tomorrow,
حرام.
which then that is only a single elimination at that point.
Yeah, you can't give up on the war. You have
هو
to
كلاعب حرام إله.
one of our tiebreakers, the first tiebreaker is average stars throughout the war, which
فازت
is essentially
رايب.
total stars divided by 2.
غالبا
So
صح.
we will see this play in. They have now lost 2 defenses right there, and that is huge. On the counter to that, Tribe, no, they can kind of cruise here. But on the same thing, Tribe does still want to go for that perfect war, just in case they lose the stamina. They don't want to be out behind MMG or Stamina on stars, so this could be a very
إخوان نافي طلعوا ولا لا؟ طلعوا. هجمة ريك متى كانت؟ أرجع للبث واحضرها. أول هجمة في هاي البطولة، في هاي الحرب. أول هجمة. بس خليك احضر نهاية الحرب، لأنه بعد الحرب هاي في تقريبا 10 دقائق ما بين الحرب الثانية والثالثة. فبهذا الوقت أحسن شيء انك تحضرها. تمام؟ هجمة الليدر كرونوس.
I don't think we've seen any super witches or very few super witches. For me personally, I feel this is a very consistent strategy.
فاير بول ولا ما انتبهت؟ فاير بول واضح مع الأربع زلزال واثنين اختار.
Has been very strong as well, but I think the super witches, if you can get that healer swap over to the witches, they just don't get taken out. Remember, they spawn those big boys, which are very, very beefy.
They are tanky indeed, as this warden is continuing.
كرونوس الليدر نعم.
On the top side, there is a lot of earthquakes. Monolith is taken out. And we have an arrow.
يا سلام. يا سلام. بس ما راحت القلعة، وهو أساسا عارف إنها ما راح تروح القلعة لأنه ماخذ سم. حلوة 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 يا كرونوس، روح امزع. خلص بكفي ترايب جيمنج لازم ياخذ البطولة.
Everything should have a great path through the middle of the space. He did a great job setting up the pathing, setting up the funneling. Royal Champion is over on that left side, just in case you didn't see her deployed over there. She has the Spirit Fox, which will help protect her, along with all these P.E.K.K.A.s and everything coming out of that Siege Barracks.
And now that Warden Eternal, well, the Warden Eternal Tome was used for the Fireball there, but he's continuing this push with through these ice cones, slowed.
الهجمة ضعفت بعد ما ضعف الدوريد كثير صح؟ لمين الدوريد هاد نزله؟ للفالكري شيء. هاي نزله للفالكري نعم. حلو حلو.
Earthquake boots give access
يلا كرونوس. خالصة صح؟ لا لسه. نور التجميد منور.
Very, very devastating. We see them dealing some damage. He might lose a super witch right here. Yes, he loses one super witch. The second super witch may go down.
أخي قلبي شو عم بيصير؟ لا
Cannon is doing a lot of damage. A lot of work being done.
ضيعها.
It's going to go down here right. No, yes. Queen goes down. Can the Royal Champion finish this one off, Carbon?
ضاعت بس عادي صح؟
قرا
في قرفك يا كرونوس. مش بس
does secure the wizard tower. I think that was there, but now we need to take out the ricochet cannon. Can the wizard do it? I don't think.
ادفع ما بيرحم.
It's going to be a defense for Emma.
Oh.
The big boy's going to get stuck on the wall.
ايوه عادي.
Still feeling good. Carbon. MMG
عادي
is
عادي.
still alive in this one. Another big defense, and they can be right back. The one issue that MMG is going to have to deal with.
بس غلط بالتجميد. استعجل. راح حط لي على التسلا قرا في قرفك تحطه على التسلا. مجنون انت.
So if they get wait, it could actually be a 99.
انت منور.
If they do get one more defense, it has to be something huge. It is finally a 98% on the Super Witches.
So the final attacker that's going to be for Tribe Gaming is going to be Yo-Yo, and unfortunately, it's kind of similar to Nebrak.
شوف الهيلرات
Yo-Yo's hit rate in the original
تجميد غلط صحيح
86% 3-star rate, but now in the updated hard mode it's a 67% 3-star rate. So that's
افصل النت عن الترايب هاي فصل.
for Tribe, so the pressure
فصل لحاله
is
معلم.
on, and he's gonna have to step up. We know
هيك ولعت.
is an incredible attacker, but with the recent changes, everything is now different.
ماموس راح
Saying
يجوا.
there's a chance
ماموس مع
Carbon
مين؟
Fan.
لا
Will
ماموس مش
seem
مع
to
هدول.
get the 3-star Yo-Yo. I don't
ماموس
wanna
مع
say struggling, but they hit right
تراي
down a
هارد.
little bit with the hard mode changes.
تراي هارد يستر على امك، يستر عليك، يستر على حبايبك، لا تهجم سبام. انت لعيب، انت لعيب، لا تهجم سبام. ابوس عينك، ليش ابوس الشيء ثاني؟ عينك بس.
You still would have finished strong, but you have to get some 3 stars. Try hard. Can you carry your team to the victory?
سبام.
Try Hard has so much experience playing on the big stage. He's been playing for so many years.
يلا هاي في تطور.
Utilize that experience here in this.
فايربول سوبر ويتش في تطور.
We just saw Kronos attack unfortunately fall a little bit short. We do find some spring traps on the bottom side by that archer tower. That's why it's off against the wall, not all the way across, so you can fit some traps.
آخر هجمة لمين؟
Now
بترايب جيمنج. يويو يويو ما هجم، يويو كمان هجمته حلوة. يويو هجمته حلوة. ها؟ شو هالفاير؟ والله حلوة. بدون ولا إخفاء ولا شيء. بس زلزال. ما أعطيتني رأيك، شفت الصين اللي بهجم ملكة ماشية؟ شفته؟ بالنويسة. شفته؟ وفر 7 سبلات صح؟
For these heroes to surge through the back of the base. They're all moving into the middle. He does have a jump spell. Let's see if Tryhard's Witches can get through the space of Kronos.
أنا البث تبع امبارح شفته إعادة وسريع سريع، كنت ضلني أقدم. بس لا البث اليوم لازم نحضره كامل وبكرة كامل. بكرة النهائي خلص، بكرة بنعرف مين البطل. حلو الملكة من برا. البطلة هسه نزلت من تحت على السنجل، اضرب الخاصية.
Alright, Witches are going to come over, take down the Town Hall, Earthquake Boots, Spiky Ball combination, beautiful invis. Town Hall does fall, and this base is looking destroyed. Queen goes to ability, Magic Mirror, that means we have 3 queens on the board.
والله بيلعب الزلمة لعيب كثير، لعيب تراي هارد.
Main Queen is being healed back up, Monolith is going down.
أيوة هجم زي هيك يعني، نوع مش بس سبام. ورد بال كريم.
And it is going to be the much needed 3
لعيب.
star for Tryhard and Milliseam MG. A very nice attack, 3 star with the Super Witches.
طبعا لا ننسى انهم مضغوطين يعني وهيك، فشوفوا اسهل اشي وروح. الصعوبة هاي بدك لاعب زي كلاوس امبارح هجم سكيلي دونت مع انها صعبة كثير، واكيد عنده 100 حل ثاني اسهل، بس حب انه يعمل جو للبطولة العالمية.
We still won't know because we'll have to be playing out all the scenarios because the stars really play a role. You want to get every single triple as much as you can, but Yo-Yo, he's going to be up next. The pressure is on.
Now, Carbon, in the past, I've had some issues with math. We have bashed math. However, if my calculations are correct, if Yo-Yo can get an 82%, that's for the tie, but an 83% 2-star will secure the victory for
وفر 7 و6 بهجمات يا زلمة. أنا الملكة بالمود الصعب ما بتتحمل معي. ولا
It is it's not that tough of a thing. Like it's not like a crazy. He needs a 99%.
كلاوس يحب يسرق الأضواء ترى، صحيح ومش غلط. كلاوس جاي يلعب. عرفت؟ يويو الهجمة الخامسة لترايب جيمنج، في حال مسح انتهت الحرب. مش انتهت، فازوا يعني خلص ضمنوا الفوز.
Because no one in Clash Esports has ever won 2 world championships.
كلاش باشينج جابوه مكان إريك عشان إريك تزعل معهم، جابوه مكان إريك، والبديل هسه بتعرفوا مين؟ ليكس نوس.
Final attack for Tribe Gaming. Will Yo-Yo secure the victory? Will Milliseam MG hold the defense and move on to Championship Sunday? All of our questions are going to be answered right
الهجمة الخامسة فايربول سوبر ويتش
with Super Witches.
امسح.
Time is not a factor here, so he can take all 3
بكل الك معلم اموره عادي. مروق الزلمة. احنا نلعب تحدي يا زلمة. الو مروق.
getting a little
هاي
skips,
شنو؟
gets that extra value.
هاي شنو؟
Warden will push his way in. One in,
إخفاء.
two in,
إخفاءين. يا سلام.
the Inferno Tower to take that value down.
قتل الملكة.
And now we can start with the Super Witches.
بكره عليك الزلمة.
Yeah, he's gonna
هو اللي
let that
بيعمل
Warden
شيء.
take the air defense out for sure, so the healers don't get taken out. But a beautiful setup there with the fireball. Look
بيعمل
how much
شيء.
of that base,
بتسلى.
Carmen. I know you talk about like the L of a base and like breaking that base down into quadrants, and he did just that. That bottom quadrant is almost all.
منيح البزر منيح البزر مسموح، كانت تلاقيها بوك البزر. ببزر على الشباب، ببزر على تصميم تمبر.
Yo-Yo needs to push into Timber's base and 3-star for the victory.
He's pushing through some headhunters. The ice golems are there. The defending RC. There's a lot of damage he's going to experience.
قالوا لا البزر ممنوع وسخنا الاستوديو.
Remember, no Warden ability to be able to be used since he already used it earlier with that fireball. So it's going to come down to the protection of the king that potentially could use with probably some earthquake boots in the quarter.
تخيلوا يا بعض
Everything as super witches need to
ما في تجميدات.
transfer and heal them back up.
ما في ولا تجميد.
Boom goes the spiky ball from the king. The base is open.
شام ريحة البعرة يا شباب والله.
Everything they need. Queen still has ability, Royal Champion still has ability, but there's a lot of damage remaining.
بس ما نفعل خاصية البطلة، ايش البطلة معها هوك؟
The town hall falls. Queen is in the poison.
معلم شو بتعمل؟ والله انت منور والله يويو. الك انت مش فاضي تهجم. بدك تعلك معلم. كمل. قهرني يا شباب قهرني هو بيعلك. اوه ماخذ رمح الصاروخ مع الهوج. هاي حلوة. عليك.
To put them up to a 14-star performance because MG, the best they can get is 13 stars in this match. If the RC can hopefully stay alive though, wait.
Oh.
She's fine, Carbon. He's gonna go ahead and
مسح صح؟ بلحق؟ يخرب بيتك.
He will have the big boys bounce out here, and this will be a 3-star. There's plenty enough time, 20 seconds remaining, and those big boys.
مركز بطعم العلكة فراولة لا بطيخ لا. طعم العلكة فريز لا ابصر ايش؟ ركز من بهجمة يا زلمة الله يقرفك. ضمنوا الفوز ترايب جيمنج يا اخوان. استاهل. ضمنوا الفوز والتأهل. هسا الام جي ما غادروا، في عندهم فرصة لأنه فازوا الحرب الأولى. اللي راح يصير الحرب الجاية ترايب جيمنج ضد الاس تي ام ان. في حال خسر اس تي ام ان بيكون ثاني من يخرج في هاي البطولة بعد نافي. في حال فازوا الاس تي ام ان ما في حدا بخرج. بكره بنعرف مين البطل بس ما في حدا بيطلع اليوم، بكون مع الكل فرصه ثانيه. تمام. علكة تساعد على الاسترخاء قواسمي. معلم مش لازم يسترخي بالهجمه. مين قال لك انه لازم يسترخي بالهجمه؟ لازم يشد بالهجمه. قبل الهجمه يسترخي وبعد الهجمه، قبل وبعد. عم يسترخي وقت الهجمه معلم مصيبه. هو انشيلوتي وكارلو انشيلوتي بديل الدخان. اخي انشيلوتي عديتهم للشباب ماخذينه قدوه. على اساس لعيب طلع نوب. لا مش نوب.
The war has been decided.
آخر هجمة تحصيل حاصل.
3-star is still needed. Milliceme MG look to bring their total stars up just a little bit more, and Temper coming in with another.
يا حرام لاعب زي هذا تيجي هجمته هيك
saw him do this in the final, the last matchup.
بدون معنى تقريبا. حرام.
And Temper, his
شوف الجيش. 35 بالون، 2 لافا و4 بالون سوبر. حرام هجمة لهذا اللاعب تحديدا تيجي هيك بدون معنى او بدون تأثير مش بدون معنى.
And he's embraced that role really well. He did a great job securing that victory with the perfect war last matchup against Stamina. But now he needs the 3-star. He needs to make sure he gives it all he has. Queen setting up here. King's going to go ahead and join the party. He's going to push these heroes arrows right inside the base. I would assume the King's Earthquake Boots should be able to open up everything. But keep an eye on this flinger. There's really nothing down there besides that bow, but it's probably going to be faded by the time it gets that bow, so they should be able to pick up tons of value.
عشان يركزون.
For this flame flinger as the King's ability goes off. with
لا
the
حسب
boots to
المعسل
allow this
ايش؟
to easily step in.
تفاحتين زغلول لا.
Wall breakers to allow the
زغلول
King to
مضر.
get extra value deep into the base.
بموت الزغلول.
Have to take out this clan castle.
عارفها.
Very nice. We won't do really anything to the
Oh,
lava
brother,
potion.
Saranj,
Look,
welcome.
he's already
How are
used a
you?
flame flinger, which means you can't take a blimp.
How are you,
Sometimes
bro?
I do when I plan my attacks. Not gonna
Look,
lie. I
bro,
plan
timber
with
attack.
siege barracks, and I realize I only have one.
Yeah, that would be broken if we could use 2 carbon fin. I mean, I need 2 most of the time. But Temper did a great job. I believe he used a flinger on the last attack as well. He did a great job of managing his...
يا شباب اللي جديد معنا بالقناة اشتركوا بالقناة وحطوا لنا لايك وتابعونا بالبثوث ان شاء الله. عندنا جيف اواي وعندنا بطولات وعندنا كل شيء بنعمل. فحطوا لنا لايك واشتركوا بالقناة. يا اخوان صعبة والله. البطلة لا دقيقة، شوف البطلة الاحترافية. بطلة احترافية. يا سلام.
I don't see anything just yet. Yes, the town hall goes down. There wasn't a tornado trap there, unless it was somewhere.
بس شكله تأخر في البطلة، يطلع الانفيرنو هلك البالونات. ما ضل دفاع جوي. يا الله يا الله. سوبر مليون يلا على الملكة. لعيب لعيب لعيب.
Man, it is so satisfying seeing a good Lalo. That has to be one of the most satisfying things in all of Clash of Clans. We see this clan castle. It's going to be a 3-star. It's just a matter of cleanup and time. Super minions will come over and assist that minion.
يا حرام هجمته بدون معنى او بدون تأثير. حرام. لعيب
تنبه.
Congratulations, Tribe Gaming getting
هدول التيم بيعملوا جو، بيولعوا المدرج وبيعملوا جو يعني. قواسمي ايش قد صار جمعت نقاط. يلا شباب نركز هون مع بعض. يلا اعطونا الاسئله هسه.
23 stars. Now we have Stanima, who were at, what was it, 13 as well, or did they were 14. So they
حلو، انا توقعي صح، صرت مجمع 250 يا عبود.
So there's a lot riding on this next matchup, but before we even consider any of that, let's throw it down to Banks. He's got an interview for us.
Welcome back to the main stage. Thank you so much, gentlemen, in the caster booth. Fantastic.
بيجيبوا الليدر الخسران.
With this camera, hey guys, I'm joined by Kingsman from Milazim.
ما علينا احنا بالكلام كثير، احنا بدنا نشوف هون.
because you're 1-1.
بدنا نتبع هون. انا راح اضلني متبع، اول ما يجي سؤال راح اجيبه على الشاشه عندكم، تمام؟ وانتم على السريع نجاوب، واللي بيعرف الجواب يكتب على السريع. هاي السؤال بقول لك هو الام في بي ريك ريكيرز. الجواب ريكيرز يا شباب على ضمانتي. بس ليش مصوت لي اكزوسيست كثير؟
Was that just so that you could show them who just
اسمع انت وطي لي صوتك. ليش مصوتين لا يا زلمه؟ لا تقوليش مشرك.
I like it. Now, you know what? Speaking of the war that you just had, Tribe actually said earlier this week that the war that they're most looking forward to competing in is against you guys because they consider you good friends. Now, if you go up against them again, it will actually be in the grand final. Was that something you'd look forward to?
أنا صوتت لك خلص ما بقدر أغيره.
For sure, we wish them well. I hope they qualify and they win the next match so we qualify also.
مش سؤال، هذا مش تصويت. هذا تصويت زرب علي مش سؤال. لا حرام ريك. ولا اكزوسيست كمان ضربة السبايكي بول جاب فيها الداون. الاثنين بيستاهلوا عادي. عادي تم. ما في جواب محدد، خلص تمام فهمت، هسه فهمت عليك. ليش ما يطلع لي مسجل انت حسابك زي هيك طالع؟ انا طالع شايف اسمي قواسمي دوت عرب COC، هذا اسم حسابي شايفه فوق بالزاوية عند الماوس.
Milliceme MG.
طالع لك هذا الاشي؟
During this, which means that their tournament life is still on
لازم يطلع
the
لك.
line. And it's going to come down to what happens in this final match here today to determine the two teams that are going to advance, Bash.
ليش إدزو ما بيلعب؟ إدزو أساسا مش بتيم بطولات.
Turn on the mic, Bash, of course. They have to feel helpless.
إدزو أساسا مش بتيم من زمان. من زمان من التاون 13، هو بس بالتاون 12 كان مع ترايب جيمنج، بعديها ضلوا تابع معهم بس مش وظيفة لاعب. يعني هو عضو معاهم مع ترايب جيمنج، هو سبونسر لإله، داعمين لإله، بس هو مش وظيفة لاعب، تمام؟ صانع محتوى وهكذا. قواسمي وين نافي؟ زرب عليك ما بتعرف؟ أبو الياس؟ خسروا يا زلمة. يا اخوان حروح شوي وارجع ان شاء الله ما يروح علي الجوائز، الله يستر. هيني على السريع برجع.
Their very first one. This one is only 13, so now they have to sit there, cross their fingers, and they are worried. They gotta hope that there's defenses coming in, and not that these teams are getting perfect wars, because then scores are gonna play a huge role.
Yeah, it's gonna be average stars across. So even if Stamina do get to say a 14-star loss or victory rather, that percentage, that 85% could come in. There's so many tiebreakers that could come into this, and really, man, I'm really interested. A lot of us were talking backstage, you, I, Judo, Itsu. We all felt that this group could be really close and could be a 1-1-1-1 group, and that's where really this last matchup's going to decide things. But however, I mean, Tribe, they control their destiny. If they win, they're in no matter what, and then Milliceme doesn't have to worry about those tiebreakers. So really, Milliceme backstage, they're going to be Tribe. You know, they're going to be rooting for Tribe. They have to.
Yeah, at this point, they are rooting for Tribe. Indeed, you're right, because they do have that very first victory. It is only if Stanima Esports do win this next one, then we come in a scenario where it's 1-1-1. That's what I was thinking it was going to be this weekend. But I was thinking it was going to be in a different way, different scenario, which means that my predictions would kind of be wrong. But you know, you never know what you're going to get here at the World Championship, and that's the beautiful thing about it. These teams are bringing things that we just didn't expect, especially since when they qualified with their golden tickets, it was a completely different meta.
Yeah, I don't think it's completely unexpected. We haven't seen anything overly new. I mean, there's been some variations of things. I think it's more of the execution. I mean, look at those couple Lalo attacks there for Tribe Gaming. The times were crazy. 2 1-minute and 14-second attacks with that crazy fireball, giant arrow combination. So I don't think it's like they're really doing anything unique or different. I think it's just the preparation and understanding what they want to do and executing that.
أجل سؤال؟ ايش سؤال؟ هاي جاوبت اي شيء ما لحقت. ايش السؤال اصلا؟ What was the name of the first October challenge؟ شو بده يعرفني يا زلمه؟ اول تحدي خاص بيجي باللعبه شهر 10. احنا شهر 10 بنعرف شو عملوا الفلسطينيين بس. صار شهر مميز. قول لي هذا يا زلمه. ولا
advances as well, so
هذا جواب غلط.
pressure back.
yes indeed.
إذا فيش هون شفرة مشرط شيء.
But Itsu, welcome back to the desk, man. What a crazy matchup that was. We had two defenses. I mean, you were watching backstage. What were you thinking?
I mean, overall, I was really surprised by the game plan of Milliceme, because I feel like they did not really have to win this match, which might sound really weird, but if they would have just went for 15 stars, like for example the gameplay was for Stamina early on, 15 stars would have had them guaranteed in the third day, which is overall then surprising that they tried to win the match, tried to match the speed which Tribe Gaming did, because they still had to win a match, and this is like the important thing you're looking for in this group stage. Win at least one match, and then you can play around tiebreakers. But with getting 15 stars twice, and even just losing one of them, you're guaranteed on match day 3, with already having one of the teams failing. So yeah, a little bit surprised there by the overall approach by Milliceme, but I think it can happen. It's really stressful for all of the players. But as well, I have a replay prepared for us, because we were talking about speed, and Tribe certainly brought this to the table with the attack of Exorcist.
Oh, هجمة Exorcist.
Really showed how much value you can get with the fireballs. Let's just play this attack. He is going with a lot of the damaged equipments from Tribe now are just incredibly powerful. And take a look at this. He's just bringing a ton of invisibility spells to take the entire first part of that village invisible and then throw an incredible fireball into the middle of the base. This already deals a lot of damage, but this means more importantly, all those second layers, like all of those buildings here, are gone. This means the Warden, there's less damage on the Warden, so he can stay alive with those healers, with the Rage Aura. Now the next thing is he's preparing on the other side, which means he's having this compartment right here, but having the King walk into the
Nibrax has been playing over Troy makes sense.
but he's
لا!
to heavily funnel this side and then having the spiky ball going into the town hall, and this really was the clutch moment for this attack, and this was where the crowd was going wild, because this was the key moment, really clearing out this compartment, understanding the pathing of the equipment, and how you need to set them up, really elevated this attack to a complete different level. And we have seen as well Super Barbarians being such a great support for the bottom side, support in general, and cheering on stage. I think well deserved, because that attack was amazing and incredible. It showcases how good those equipments are if you set them up correctly.
Absolutely. Equipments play a huge role in that spiky ball attack. I'm going to be going back and watching that, the way it goes right through, taking that town hall, but also not only using the spiky ball in this match, we were seeing Tribe.
هسا أول ما أروح بيجيبوا سؤال، أما وأنا هون بيجيبوش.
Yeah, first time we saw that, the spiky ball, or not spiky ball, excuse me, fireball, giant arrow combination, it was so fun to watch it. Even though we saw them miss, they were able to recover it well, but I kind of want to circle back to what Itzy was talking about there before you started the television.
جاوب بدون ما نقرأ السؤال.
It is a very interesting thing, because not even necessarily 15 stars, but if they went for 14 stars here with a high percentage, things up, so maybe they go with the Warden Walk, the Hero Charge, with the Super Barbarian attack. I think that's very, very interesting. Itzy, do you think it was like they were trying to keep up with Tribe, or was this their game plan coming in? Should they have adjusted on the fly? I think maybe like being on the stage back to back, they didn't really have time to plan that.
I don't think they really considered that, to be honest. It felt like they were just trying to go for a win back to back, go for like the safest route, which is this 2-0. And it was really a special case, because we had the fail in the end of Stamina Esports, which caused this exact
7000 واحد بيشاهد من كلاش اوف كلانس، من صفحة كلاش اوف كلانس. قليل صح؟ صح قليل كصفحة، كقناة الشركة والقناة الرئيسية وعليها 20 مليون مشترك صح؟ قناة الشركة يعني.
Yeah, I was surprised, but as you said, going back into the matches, I feel like that was not something which they really caught in that position, and that then, yeah, might have cost them the entire third day, depending on how the next match is going to play out.
No. Yeah, and we're just being told right now that they're running the numbers backstage that if Tribe hits 14 stars in this next match, they are guaranteed a spot in tomorrow's single elimination. So that's what they're going to be fighting for. 14 stars, Tribe is in. So anyone that's here or at home, the number to keep an eye on.
البطولة بفنلندا.
They're moving on to tomorrow.
مقر سوبر سيل.
Wow, that's intense. But speaking of intense, let's take a look at our caster predictions so far. How are we looking, fellas? Well, Bash looking good. Oh, yeah.
Don't look at mine.
But like you said, Carbon, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to pretend like I did anything crazy. I predicted for a 1-1 group, and that I just happened to get the order right. So far, anyways.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of us were predicting close matches, and I think so far all of the matches delivered. Never really like a big blowout on any of them. So yeah, I think I can see why we went with those predictions. And the next one just being so intense between Samina and between Tribe. And I think it's not good news for Milliseam that Tribe only needs 14 stars, because if they are they're just going for warden charges. They don't care about the win itself. Like, they can just do warden charges. As long as they get 14 stars, they're going to be on day number 3. Are they going to do it? That's the question, though.
That is the question. Are they going to change their strategy? They're going to be like 3 stars coming up against us. Perfect Wars. They don't care. They just want to hit those 14 stars. And you know about those predictions, right? I was going for low score. You know, I was going for the teams that were losing the matches. That, well, no one told me I was supposed to be predicting the people who were supposed to be winning the matches.
Well, I think one big thing here is the new format. We've never had.
ما بعرف راح اكتب في ام ليجاسي. يا شباب في ام ليجاسي في ام ليجاسي جاوبوا في ام ليجاسي. هي طلع صح. في ام ليجاسي بسرعة 10 ثواني.
maybe these
عرفته انا متاكد منه متاكد. هي طالع اخضر اصلا. مجاوب انا صح. حطوا لي اخضر. هي اخذ جائزه.
first every other Clash of Clans World Championships.
انتهت.
Yeah, it's for sure completely new approach, and especially I feel like there's extra pressure on the line for the team, which is having to play back to back, and that is exactly what Medicine had to do here. They were playing the first match. I'm pretty sure they were super pumped about the first performance they did, and I think they showed that and expressed that really nicely on stage. But I think that might have carried them away with too much. I think that's how you could put it, but let's see if it's going to have effect on the outcome of the total day.
معاي زربة والله 345.
Let's go ahead and recap in case you missed it what happened so far this weekend. Day number 1, we did say goodbye to Navi. So it was Synchronic and MTFY that have advanced. And take a look.
هاي الحرب الجاية كثير قوية. رايت جيمنج
Synchronics at the top.
MTFY
is at the bottom. And now we have coming down to the final
بكرة
match. Yesterday,
سنترونيك واللي بيفوز من هون.
But now this match will
وهون
decide the final 2 teams joining in day 3, since it is a single elimination semifinals, and even that grand finals is still also single elimination. We're so used to double eliminations over the last few years, and essentially almost
بكرة عندنا 1 2 3
they're
بس.
so used to that, but now the pressure is really there when it comes to tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of pressure, but we will decide Group 2 very, very soon. But before we do that, guys, we have another interview with Banks.
Thank you so much, gentlemen, over in the caster booth. Welcome back to the
أتوقع
lounge,
Tribe Gaming
where
إن شاء الله
I am joined
يعني.
by a very special guest from Supercell. It is game programmer Anders Rostgaard. Anders, thank you so much for joining me here. Now, for the uninitiated, could you please explain in a little bit more detail what you actually do at Supercell?
Right, I understand game programmer sounds very large,
generic.
Yeah, exactly. So game programmers is generally the group of programmers who implement the logic, so the gameplay changes, things like supercharge, like equipment, all that kind of stuff. That's generally what we do as game programmers.
Now, as a key member of the game team, what's it like to see these players and these teams create these unique strategies and play the game in ways that basically none of us could really ever imagine?
I mean, it's absolutely awesome. It's so amazing, right? I mean, we always say that, you can never underestimate players because they create the most crazy things. They're so creative and come up with so many different things that we never would have thought of. It's absolutely amazing.
And the way that we see them compete, does it actually
قواسمي ليش ما فينا نتوقع؟
game
فاتح حسابك
do you use kind of what
زي
how you
هيك
use the game and then does it affect
مسجل دخول لحسابك وكاتب الايميل ووصلك كود وكتبت الكود ويطلع حسابك زي هيك بحيث النقاط اللي بتجيبها تتحول لجوائز.
But also things like we're seeing very prominently here being used like fireball and spiky ball.
بحيث يا صاحبي
damage equipment, so that influences how we think about equipments that we're going to be doing in the future, for example.
الجوائز اللي بتجيبها وين راحت هاي؟ ايوه يعرفوا على اي حساب يحطوها عرفت؟ لازم تسجل لحسابك. إذا كلامك مش مهم انت مين في حدا بينتبه على كلامه شباب؟ يعني انسى انه احنا مش فاهمين انجليزي حتى لو فاهمين.
That sounds pretty good. Nice t-shirt you got on there. Thank you, Anders, for joining me in this interview. What an amazing chance to actually catch up with someone as a game programmer, someone who's really in depth inside this kind of Supercell baby that is Clash of Clans. Now, for now, we're going to go over to Itsu and Judo to continue day 2 of the World Finals.
آخر حرب اليوم. آخر حرب اليوم يا شباب. عليكم السلام يا هامو حي الله. شباب اللي ناسي اللايك حط لنا لايك والجديد على القناة حط لنا اشتراك وتابعنا بالبثوث القادم إن شاء الله. سواء هون او منصة ثانية في نهاية البث خليكم راح اعطيكم حسابي على منصة كيك راح اصير اعمل هناك بثوث احسن من هون بكثير وما في اعلانات وما في فواصل والشغلات هاي.
They could still go through based on what happens here. They could go out. Anything is still possible, so it certainly does just.
راح ابث عليها الدوري ان شاء الله كامل.
Yeah, and as well depending on how much do those players now play with the bracket, because we have already identified Tribe needs only 14 stars.
نافي ما زبطت معاهم.
Don't have to worry about the win that much anymore. So it really depends on
كم
how
نقطة عليه
much do they
التوقع؟
play into
إذا صح
the
التوقع
first seed
35
because
نقطة.
that might be a factor as
إذا
well.
غلط ما
They
بعرف.
know the seeds of the group A, so they know who they would play. If they
بس
have a
بتاخد.
favorite, they might want to risk it then to go for the first seed in their group, which is they maybe having as well some risk at all if you make it to the third day.
Yeah, I think I would clarify that the 14 stars is what Tribe require, and because percentages tend to be so high, we assume that if they get 14 stars, they would hit the percentage, but they would actually require an 82% 2-star because they actually got a 14-star war. And basically what it would lead to is 28 stars overall, which is what Millicene MG have. So in terms of catching up a percentage at that point, Tribe's 14-star would require at least an 82%, should it even come down to the tiebreaker situation. But if Stamina were to play their strategy that it seemed they were doing coming into this, just go for the perfect war and aim for one defense, that's all they need, then they're looking good.
Yeah, so there's still a lot of options for the outcome of this group as we're trying to show you with playing around the numbers, the percentages, the stars, everything, which is deciding finally who's going to be our last two teams to make it to tomorrow, to the final day of this World Championship, because tomorrow we have then 4 teams, 2 semi-final matches and then 1 final match.
شباب هاي رابط حسابي على كيك ضروري تتابعوني هناك لأن البثوث راح تصير هناك. يعني بس تكبس على الرابط بيطلع لك هاي. تمام، أنا جديد سويته امبارح، يعني عندي متابع واحد ما بعرف منين اجى اصلا. شايفين عندي متابع واحد بس تكبس على الرابط تطلع لك هاي. اعمل حساب، اعمل انشاء حساب سهل جدا. بتحط الايميل اي ايميل عندك مع كلمة السر واللهم صل على النبي واسمك وتابعني. تمام، لانه هون البثوث راح تصير هون اسهل بكثير واحسن وما في الاعلانات والقرف تبع اليوتيوب. كثير كويس كيك اسمه كثير كويس. تمام، خلينا نوصل هيك 100 متابع من هون لاخر البث. ايش يعني كيك؟ بتعرفه بس تكبس على الرابط تبين عندك، بتعمل حساب ايزي. ولما تعمل متابعة لحالها اتوقع بتشغل الجرس بصير يوصلك اشعار عادي. كثير حلو زي تويتش. قواسم صحيح كيف عملت بث مو ممنوع؟ لا مش ممنوع. لا مش ممنوع.
The warden charges they were doing, as safe as you could call them in terms of getting the 3-star, they require so much skill, and they were able to multitask at a phenomenal rate here on the big stage as well, which is why I picked Tribe Gaming. They have that experience, they have the stage presence, but I was actually really impressed with Stamina's performance despite losing that first match. So
هاي صار عندنا 7 متابعين. تابعوني يا شباب، تابعوا. ترى راح اتغلب كثير قبل ما ادل الشباب، انا لسه ما نشرت لا على جروب الواتساب ولا لحدا. هاي اول مرة. اصلا امبارح بلشت فيه واليوم الصبح خلصته قبل ما افتح البث. غاد اوضح كمان ريزوليوشن، كثير شغلات احسن. راح احاول افتح المنصتين مع بعض بنفس الوقت بس مش سهل.
And of course, something to take note of, that Millicene MG's fate quite literally hangs in the balance of this next.
روحوا يا اخوان تابعوا وارجعوا.
Your first team to make their way to the main stage is Darkstar, Fluxy, Synthe, Hawk and Ninch. They are Stamina Esports.
And the war, this day's performance literally is in their hands. Stamina could go out without, you know, anything. Even if they perfect here, should Tribe
لازمك 2000 صح عشان تفتح لايف؟ لا، مين قال لك فهد؟ ان شاء الله ولا متابع بقدر افتح بث. فتحت الصبح بث وجربت وكل اشي، فسدت لحالي. لازم شو ال 2000.
Let's talk about Summoner Esports first. They have put so much time into preparation. Darkstar, Fluxy, Cynthia, Hog, and Ninja. But can it pay off in the second match? We have not really seen that in the first match, that the defensive preparation which they have put in, the time which they have put into the bases, was like really paying off, and that I think they were not happy with that. The question now though is, did they predict the Tribe players better? Were they expecting the correct entries? That to me is really the biggest question of this match.
Yeah, Fluxy being an ex-Tribe member back when they came second, right? Like he knows the team a little bit more inside out, you could say. So if their bases were going to defend any one of the teams, you would think they have a better chance versus Tribe. And I really think that was their game plan. They just wanted to figure out defense, which would have won them that individual match and grand finals without revealing anything.
Yeah, that was exactly.
أنا زيك يا سنوكر 345. هينا موجودين بنحاول. اليوم وبكره تنساش. بس معلم المشاهدة أهم من النقاط. النقاط ضيش حالك المشاهدة والمتعة. النقاط هيك يعني إشي جانبي. يعني اسمع شو الجوائز؟ إذا بتعرفش فرجيني الجوائز المغرية وينهم؟ ايش الجوائز؟ ايش هذا؟ شو بدي فيهم يا زلمه؟ هاي حلوه يعني 1000 بس حلوه، وهاي حلوه، وهاي 10 يا زلمه. ايش 10؟ يعني حتى هذا مش هذاك الاشي الواو صح؟ يعني مش انه والله بدي هاي سكن، لازم سكن ملك، سكن ملكه، سكن لبطل اشي، سكن قريه، سكن لو قديم يا زلمه حط سكن. متابعين هدول متابعينك والابو نجيب انت كلاش كلانز حطوا سكن اخر جائزة. اصلا لازم في كل الكتب ومطارق، واخر اشي سكن قرية محترم والله هيك لازم. هاي بطولة العالم لازم نضل نعلمكم. سوبر سيل زهقنا واحنا نعلم فيكم، شو المناوب هاي يا زلمه؟ هجمة ترك يا شباب، كلنا آذان صاغية وعيون صاحية على هجمتك يا ريك. يا سلام، شوف الزاب ليفلون على أصولها.
Where are those traps then for the hero dive? He's doing that from the top side, trying to go for the second rage tower with his queen.
أبو كتاب كل شيء، لازم كل الكتب عمار، ويحطوا هيك مطرقتين آخر إشي، كل مطرقة لحالها بليفل لحال، وآخر إشي هيك مغري سكن. هاي بطولة العالم معلم، لازم هيك. اما شو حط لي جرعات وحط لي 25 جوهره وحط لي 2 مليون ذهبه بجيبهم بهجمه؟ مش انا بديش اياهم، بس غيري اللي مش ماكس صح؟ فالمشاهده اهم من الجوائز بمليون مره. اوه الكترو تايتن بالدعم. كويس انه ليتي قتلها. الدفاعات ارضيه، بس مين بده يجيب الانفيرنو اللي بالنص يا ريك؟ شمطناك عين يا ريك، جبنا اجلك. حلو ما في اعصار هون، الاعصار طلع تحت. الانفيرنو مين بده يجيبه؟ لا في بطله، في ملكه عفوا. اخ يا زلمه ليش تجمد للبالونات اللي بدها تموت؟ زعلني هون التجميد لهاي البالونات، بس وحش كفو، رغم هيك كفو. هاي لو تاون 15 ما مسحت شباب، ما مسحت تغلط التجميد زي هيك. تصرف على بالونات ماكلين سم تاون حيموتوا اساسا، لا تصرف عليهم التجميد لإلهم، لازم لهدول البالونات. هذا لو تاون 15 ما مسح، لو ايام تاون 15 ما مسح. بس يلا كفو انه مسح.
In order to be guaranteed moving forward to Sunday's finals or tomorrow's finals now, irrespective of what happens with stamina here.
يا ريت يسوون سكن للملكة. انتوا شدوا معي باللايكات يا شباب والمشاركات. ترى افرجيكم هون سريع. انا مش عامل انعكاس للشاشة. طيب راح اعمل انعكاس للشاشة سريع قبل تبلش الهجمة. افرجيكم شو فاتحين عندي شغلات بعمل لكم عليها جيف اواي بطولة. بس شدوا معي بالتفاعل وانشروا القناة واحكوا لاصحابكم يشتركوا ويحطوا لايكات. هذا الاشي بيساعدني لاجيب شغلات زي هاي. على السريع شايفين هون على هاي شاشة الايباد تبعي. شايفين انا قديش معي 50,000 49,000. طلع شو جابوا اشياء جديدة. سكن للملك طلع اسطوري ماجيك كينج سكن. والملكة ملكة زي ما هاي جزء حق السكن $10. انا بعطوني اياه ببلاش بس اجيب هدول بجيبهم من تفاعلكم. عرفتوا؟ اوكي هجمة دارك ستار. هاي الشغلات كل ما شديتوا معي اكثر تجيني اكثر وبعطيها لإلكم وباخذها صاحب النصيب. المرة الماضية اشتريت 10 سكنات سكن الهالوين تبع القرية. حد الله ما اخذت ولا واحد الي. هي حد الله ولا واحد الي.
We can like calm down now with our attacks and don't stress too much about time. We don't have to take any risks. We can go whatever we think are the safe.
وما بعت إشي طبعا.
The fireball is crashing into their core. And take a look at even the eagle going down. That was a lot of value for Darkstar.
Amazing value. The fireball is always that one moment that could turn the attack on its head. So every single time you are just keeping your eyes laser focused on that. Darkstar getting the value
واحد
that
خفاش.
he wants. Notice the flame flinger just continuing to chip away at the other side of the base, outranging a lot of those defenses. The scatter shot about to fall, and as the warden moves towards the monolith, he's out of range of the other heroes, so he's not going to be attracted to the king and queen that are moving in at the south of the base.
He's trying to take down now the scatter shot because that is out of range of his.
يعطيك العافية يا ورد. بتابعك من غزة يا غالي. يا حبيبي حياك الله. بشرنا عنك وعن الأهل. الله ينصركم ويخفف عنكم يا رب. لسه ما نزل البطلة؟ لا هسه نزلت البطلة عكس التاون. الفينيكس احسن والله مع البطلة. احسن بكثير مع البطل الفينيكس. حوط الهجمة من كل النواحي. حوط التصميم يعني ما خلى مجال ابدا. الجيش مضمون كثير قوي بس بده شوية تركيز. بتحوط التصميم من كل الجهات. لابس سنسال فلكسي ولد صغير انت. حتى لو اجنبي حتى لو اجنبي. الواحد بيعقل مش بيهمل. كان عاقل صار هامل والله. مش عشان السنسال لا عشان كثير شغلات ثانية. مش عشان السنسال.
This is then the really important moment where Stamina Esports can turn around the match and can turn around the entire group.
الواحد بكون هامل بعديها شوي بيعرف الدنيا ببلش يصير احسن. هذا العكس نبلش كويس بعديها نازل نزول مش طالع طلوع. خرب بيتك. بعد هالمباراة في أسئلة طبعا. اوه حلو الدرون او الكاميرا. هاي كاميرا من فوق حلوة. يلا هجمة اكزوسيست. يلا اكزو يلا.
That is the big question. We see already they're discussing what
يلا يا اكزو. طبعا في اسئله بنجاوب عليها مع بعض بعدها بنسكر. بس اهم شيء يا شباب اللي بعد الحرب يعني تابعوا انتوا على الحرب. بعد الحرب بتتابعوني على الكيك.
And here we go with the Super Witches, totally different from
كم صار عندي؟
Exorcist's approach
اوه
last
زدنا 3
time,
صرنا 10.
where we had the very fast attack, shall we say. Starting with his warden to the right side.
الله يا زلمه سوبر ويتش. كنا بدنا هجمه زي هذيك.
Still looking at setting up the fireball here. Did you happen to catch the equipment at the
سوبر ويتش فاير بول.
I don't really remember that, as I feel like that we were skipping through them really quick, but he is going with that water walk in the beginning, trying to set up the funnel. But I'm surprised that we're seeing the Super Witches. Yes, they are really, really strong, but they are relying on those healers to switch. And we all know that sometimes those healers have their own mind when it comes down to actually.
شايفين كيف شددوا عليهم المتابعين بالمدرجات انه بدون صوت. مات الآمر. حلو. اوه جاب التاون. كيف جاب التاون؟
Yes, he got the fireball value, but typically you pair that with the rage gem so that you can power up the rest of your army as well.
حتى لو مات الآمر فيها مجال.
The healer's rage up is such a big game changer.
مع انه الغضب تبع الآمر كثير كويس بس يلا نشوف.
There's 2 defensive rage towers. They're just dealing so much damage. The wallbreak is rolling in and is getting the connection and is getting the base open. But right now it's only the queen.
تبعوا عليهم انه يعطوا صوت بالمدرج.
But there's another rage tower on the back end. The royal champ though.
هاي بعرفها مكتوبة بالقوانين.
Yes, the druid to reinforce the outside troops. There's the giant bomb. A lot of damage.
بس احيانا الناس بيخالفوا وبيسكتوا لهم شوي. والله الهجمة خطرة. ما معه ولا سبل. ولا سبل. شوف الدفاعات فوق عند البطلة. والنسر. ركز يخرب بيتك ركز. هسه فيش تركيز. التركيز من الأول. خاصية البطلة ايش هوج؟ هوج مع الرمح. ترى والله ميكس حلو الهوج مع الرمح. ايوه حلو. حلو. المهم انه مسح. يا اخوان بتشوفوا بتحسوا انه حتى المحترفين لعيبة البطولات العالمية صعب تنرد الهجمة. بتشوفوا كيف بس واحد فيهم يغلط بتشوفوا الرياكشن تبعه كيف بركز وبشد حاله وحتى لون وجهه بيختلف صح؟ يعني وجهه صار احمر واضح لانه عرف انه غلط بشغلة وصعب تنرد الهجمة. صعب تنرد الهجمة في الغلط لأنها هي بتعتمد على الحظ بشكل كبير مش 100% طبعا بس بنسبة كبيرة. فاللعبة مش تمام للأمانة مش تمام. حيلا طارق حبيبي. هاي آخر حرب اليوم يا شباب. بكرة على نفس الوقت الساعة 11 النهائي آخر يوم. يا بيلعبوا 3 حروب يا 4 حروب حسب اللي بفوز بالنهائي. احكي لكم اياها. حسب اللي بفوز بالنهائي جاي من اللور براكت ولا من الابر براكت. ايش يعني؟ اللي ما بيعرف بكرة بيعرف. اللي جاي من الابر براكت من فوق في حال فاز النهائي خلص 3 حروب وانتهت. اما في حال اللي فاز النهائي اول مرة جاي من اللور براكت بتنعاد كمان جولة. فبكرة يا 3 حروب يا 4 حروب. اوكي.
Have a very impressive 3-star attack in the first wall, composed himself very well. So I guess it didn't look like it phased him in that first round, but let's see what's going to happen in this wall.
هجمة نينج اللي بضيع خلص بخسر فريقه واضحة.
Not just a player, but as well one of their base builders, and he is really creative as well.
فاير بول. البطلة معاها الرمح، رمح الصاروخ. و14 بالون سوبر.
This strategy which they have played so much in this tournament so far, and have said, hey, that's our strategy.
شوية زوم يا مخرج.
Tried to master it, to be as consistent as possible, getting our 15 stars and relying on our defense.
نافي خسروا يا مهند. خسروا امبارح طلعوا. يعني بكره اخر جولة. بكره اخر يوم، مش اخر جولة. اخر يوم وليس اخر جولة. بكره يوم طويل يمكن 3 أو 4 ساعات.
very successfully managed to avoid by sending in those balloons one after another.
نورك يا مازن يا حبيبي، حياك الله وعليكم السلام.
He knows that there's potential for more, so he's gradually been sending them in. We had the skeleton down there. There's another seeking air mine.
حتى هو نفسه ما يدري كيف مسح. صح.
Slowing Ninja down if nothing else, even though he is dealing with this incredibly well.
Yeah, so far he did a great job. Another skeleton trap popping up, which means at this point he has already crossed the
شوف التصاميم كيف والافخاخ خاصة. الافخاخ شو التصاميم.
You already have time issues and you have to make sure that you're not running into too many time issues on the end. Remember, it is in hard mode, which means the equipment are capped.
طيب شو اللي بعده؟ ايش الخطوة الثانية؟ اعمل شيء.
Less damage while the defense is still more damage. So overall, it is way harder, especially with those
راح نص الوقت.
strategies. We are halfway through this attack, still just setting things up very rhythmically here. Warden down to the bottom, Flinger on the left. There is the invisibility spells. Does get the Warden fireball off in order to take out a bunch of defenses in the middle. Has to be careful. He does want his Warden to survive.
But I feel like with not taking out the client caster and possibly a lot of ice golems in there, this will be a big problem with time. We have the Supermans at the top side doing their best. The invisibility spell to keep that Warden alive. The Queen and King are slowly making their way towards the town hall.
صراحة حلوة مكان تنزيل الملوك. نزلهم بلحظة مستحيل الآمر يلحقهم. خاصية الملك. أيوة سريع. لا مش صح. البطلة نزلت، مين يجيب التاون؟ يا اخوان في اول ستار هاي فيها نجمة.
That is terrible for him because the Warden just went down. The Royal Champion is stuck on the ice cones we were talking about. He's trying to save this. There's the raid spell. There is the earthquake for the town hall. Does the town hall go down? And yes, the second star is secured. But remember, for the group, you don't just
وقت
as well because that can be so
وقت ابلع. بيستاهل بيستاهل شباب، بيستاهل صدقوني، بيستاهل كشخص وكلاعب، بيستاهل. ابلع طلع فلكسي قاعد بلومه. ايوه الليدر اللي بلوم الاعضاء تبعته، هذا بيستاهل يكون ليدر. بيستاهل ايش؟ تيم زربة. والله تيم زربة. روحوا عيط بالدارت، عيطش قدام الناس.
On one side there was the Warden. They went greedy with that flame flinger and went for the Warden side, which means they went then for the other side with.
يا أخي راح نص الوقت، هو أكثر من نص الوقت، هو بس آمن.
The base players knowing, okay, that player want to take that out, that defending hero with that siege machine. They 100%.
لا شفتوا كيف لامه؟
Then they're baiting the other side.
بلوم فيه الفلكسي.
The defensive side from
فلكسي زربة ونينج زربة.
The opponent right there. But it's now back to the offensive side. Nebrax is in, and he had a really close attack in this last match.
Think about this, Itsu. Tribe need 14 stars and 82% in order to get through here. So if their 2-star lands within the 82 to the 86% we just seen, they would lose, but they would still go through and knock MMG out. Wow, let's get into the next attack.
اللي عنده تويتر يا شباب يشوف كيف الناس راح تتشمت فيهم.
So many
اليوم.
options, so many
هسه
possibilities are still open in this match.
كثير ناس راح يتشمتوا فيهم.
Everything is coming down to the last couple of attacks. Nebrax is in and he's going in again with the Lalo. A similar attack as we have just seen from him, but this time around he's bringing a couple of more healers.
يلا نبراكس هات هجمة حلوة.
The healers
4 برق وزلزال واحد تشيل 2 انفيرنو مع خاصية الملكة.
Most of the time combined with the lightning from the beginning, and there we go. Exactly, he's going.
لا انفيرنو منجنيق بسرعة الملكة.
The tower not going down. Where's the giant arrow?
يا سلام يا سلام.
Everything we were a little bit afraid there because of Ilder huts, but hey, he's just.
يا اخوان هجمة زاب ليفلون تعتبر لأنه الملكة راح تمشي معاها هيلا ومعاه سبلات بالزيادة. أحسن بكثير من الزاب العادية. مش دائما طبعا حسب التصميم. هذا بينفع يكون جيش سيرش صح؟ بينفع. دائما في قيمة للخاصية هاي. والله بينفع يكون جيش سيرش وعالتوب مش هيك مسخرة. لا عالتوب. يلا نبراكس لا تبعرها. حلوة البطلة. يلا اللعبة الثانية والبنانات. ايوه صفان ترى لازم من شوي نزلوا. لا طبعا هو متوتر يعني هو مش مرتاح 100%. تسريع وتجميد خلى الآمر عايش بالتجميد. يا سلام إبداع. أيوة إبداع. أيوة خليهم يزحلقوا. استيمان قال قلعوا.
3 stars out of the gates when the pressure was on, and they are showing no fear right now.
And as well, no mercy, because remember, Stamina Esports has to win this match to stay in this tournament. And right now, Tribe is saying like, no, we want to have the first seed of this group. We do not want to face Synchronic early on. We want to as well get that first seed, and for that, we are 3-star.
راح يحفلوا عليهم خير الله بتويتر. كثير راح يحفلوا عليهم. خاصة على فلكسي ونينج.
151 that is ended up being, so still a very fast attack, and I feel that's what Tribe are playing into.
منورين يا اخوان 155 واحد في البث حياكم الله. اللي مش حط لايك حط لنا لايك يا شباب، واللي مش مشترك بالقناة جديد اشترك وتابعنا. ورابط قناتي الجديدة على منصة جديدة راح ابث عليها هي بالطريقة المثبت. بعد ما تخلص المباراة ونجاوب على الأسئلة تابعوني على هاي المنصة يا شباب، وحطوا فعلوا الجرس حتى أعمل بث يوصلكم إشعار. إن شاء الله منصة أحسن بكثير، أوضح وأرتب، وما فيها كثير ما فيها إعلانات أتوقع أبدا. ما فيها إعلانات، هي منصة للبثوث، فضروري تتابعوني عليها. بتفوت على الرابط هي بطريقة مثبت، تعمل حساب، تحط إيميل وكلمة سر والشغلات هاي، تحط ايميلك وباسورد وبتعمل لك اسم مستخدم وبتتابعني. الحلو فيها ما في اسمين مستخدم نفس الاسم، يعني احمد واحمد لازم يتميزوا، يعني احمد 10 احمد 20 هيك لازم، مش لازم نفس الاسم، مستحيل ما بزبط. هجمة سينثي ما انتبهت فايربول، ما انتبهت شكله فايربول. حكى جودو فايربول. هي واضحة من الإخفاءات مع الزلزال. الله يرحم لما كنا نستنى هجمة سينثي 40 هوج 50 هوج. راحت الأيام هاي. هلكني الفيزر.
There goes the fireball. Earthquakes are in, and the clan castle is dropping.
I love the split earthquake there as well in order to take down defenses either side of that fireball. Very nice job by Sinte. And you can just see the pathing that he's creating here so that the warden can shift across to the left side, continue the
واحد أيام الهوج.
He doesn't really have to focus over there too much now. The warden's relatively safe and he can
يمكن يبعر لو يهجم صح؟
towards his heroes.
As he's slowly approaching that far right side with his heroes, with the king and with the queen charging in. Ability will be used any second to give him more access into the base, give him and open him more compartments with that. As the warden is keep moving forward, and he has like two moving sides right now.
من قبل التاون 16
approaching that town hall with the queen then with her.
عليها هجمات تاريخية صح؟
They are looking really good with the royal champ. Interesting enough.
هجمات لا تنسى.
Wow, beautiful
يا
use
سلام.
of the invisibility spells for the Archer Queen to protect not just one, not just two, but three Archer Queens
يا
to
سلام.
the center of the base with the Royal Champion helping out. He only used the rocket balloons.
حلوة بس ما فيها شيء مميز، هي حلوة بس نحكي الصحيح يعني منتشرة كثير، بس برضه هاي بطولة العالم شيء ثاني. تصميم ريكيرز اللي فشلوا عليه، كم واحد فشل عليه وجابها، أو هو واحد بس اللي فشل عليه. صح؟
What a great attack in the moment where the team needed it the most. They had to get that 3-star in after the 2-star attack, which happened just right before. And now it's back to Tribe Gaming. They are
Warrior.
up
الحمد
with
لله
their
أنت
next
كيفك.
attack, and they have everything still in their own hands, especially with this.
تسلم يا إخوان على ال 170 لايك.
Yeah, exactly.
إن شاء الله نوصل 200.
Gaming can just sit back, play it safe. Use their fireball super witch attack strategy if that's what they want to default to, because as long as they triple out, they get this war, they move through as group winners as well, moving both, winning both matches, and proving my predictions right at least.
let's see. I feel like there's still a lot of things, a lot of possibilities happening in this.
صرنا 15 متابع يا شباب.
I think there still could be.
وأنا اليوم عامل الحساب.
We already ready for the next attack.
تابعوني يا إخوان هون على اسمي مستر كلاش. ما عرفت اسمي قواسمي قد ما في قواسم مسجلين. والله ما عرفت، ترى منصة كبيرة عليها كثير ملايين عليها، والله ملايين. فلازم خلص نعرف هاي الشغلات الجديدة، اللي ما بيعرفها لازم يصير يعرفها. هاي الرابط بطريق المثبت. بعد ما تخلص الحرب براحتك سجل وتابعني. هي منصة زي تويتش. اوكي فايربول سوبر ويتش.
So they can take as much time as they want. Use the entire 3 minutes. Just secure the perfect hit.
شباب افتحوا هون والحرب والهجمة شغالة، واعملوا ايموجي بتاخذوا 5 نقاط، تمام؟ اعمل اي ايموجي مرة واحدة تاخذ 5 نقاط وانت بتحضر قبل ما تخلص الهجمة، إذا خلصت بتروح. أنا راحت عني كثير بس أنت ما تروحش عنك، أنت مركز أكثر مني. راحت عني ضربة الفايربول عشان أحط ال5 نقاط، زرب على ال5 نقاط.
Pecker on the right side for the defending queen and try and take out that area. Just set things
قواسم ليش ياخذون البوم مع الآمر؟
champion.
كويس عشان الهيلة. إذا طلع فخاخ بيطلع للبوم ما بيطلعش للهيلة.
That is not quite taken out as fast, but the super witches powering forward. Only one peels across to the left, so not the end of the world as he does make it to the town hall. Now we have spell support.
ضل معاه تجميد وفي دفاعات خير الله يا كرونوس. قاعد ببعر. يلا خصيت الملكة. لازم نخلي السواحر عايشين. اخ مش وقتك يا القنبلة. بس لا هاي الملكة تمام. يا اخوان الزلمة عيب، حتى لو صار معاه هيك شوفوا كيف التجميد ما استعمل التجميد. تعلم من غلطه الأول، مع انه كان بحاجته بس ما بيعرف متى، ما بيعرف اذا لقدام شوي راح اكون محتاجه اكثر او لا. واضح.
celebrating on stage, knowing that that was a really important next 3-star for him and his team of securing that first spot in this group. And as well, we have seen the
السلام عليكم. هل ستوقف قناة اليوتيوب لا محمد ابو الشافي لا يا اخوي. ان شاء الله هون للمقاطع والبثوث بس مش بشكل يومي، على الكيك اكثر. راح احاول بس مش على الاكيد، راح احاول ابث على المنصتين بنفس الوقت، بس هذا الاشي صراحة مكلف جدا. هاي شغلة، والشغلة الثانية بيأثر على اداء الجهاز عندي وبيأثر على اداء البث. تمام، بقدر بس مش كل مرة، فتابعني هون وهون. اليوتيوب ما بتنلغى يا شباب، ما بتنلغى على طول ان شاء الله. حسين كيفك؟ نورت. هجومي حلو وارضي 14 ضيفني هيك بلانك. والله اخوي ما مش فاتح كلان لسه، ان شاء الله بفتح قريبا. طيب هجمة ماموث، متوتر كثير ماموث، طلع جاي يهجم لك روت فالكري. يعني فوق ما هو متوتر راح يوتر حاله بزيادة. ايش الدوريد اللي ينزل قبل ايش فيه؟ الدوريد نزل بالغلط صح؟ الدوريد نزل قبل الروت، نزل يحمي الروت. منور مامو.
Hawk is dialed in as he overgrowths the town hall and the other defenses in that region to make sure there's not as much damage on the route riders as they pass through this area.
Yeah, they keep opening those middle compartments, going through those different walls while the Quacha Queen is following the outside.
الجيش الجيش ضعيف.
The spear is now active and he's trying to slowly make it towards the town hall, but he has another overgrowth and he's going to turn it well, invisible and invincible yet again. Not many defense are left standing.
خاصة العامر لسه موجودة.
And Carbon, he still has the warden ability left.
هاي إيدزو حكم. warden ability left. ايش؟ خاصة العامر متى؟ للهجمة الجاي؟ أبو الشباب أبو الشباب فاير بول.
What a crazy move, knowing that he's trying to delay it to the end, but wait a second. Wait a second. What is going on there? The town hall did not go down.
ايش اللي صار هسه؟
Is a disaster. This is deciding the group. The one
ايش اللي صار هسه؟
cool equipment pick there with the fireball.
عجقني.
Just took the risk. They changed their game plan and went to a different strategy.
ناسي يغير خاصيات.
Felt like the last one was not really needed. He was already close by with that town hall, and it has cost him everything. The fireball is there. The town hall did not go down.
بس شباب ناسي يغير خاصيات، مش ناسي يغير خاصيات، والله بيستاهل. خلص يا اخي خلص يا اخي لا تهجم سبام. مش انت لاعب بطولات ولاعب توب وكنت زمان ما شاء الله بالتوب العالمي دائما يا زلمه. ليش تمشي بهذا الطريق؟ ليش؟ اهجم ملكة ماشية يا سيدي، ترى بيلعب ملكة ماشية، بيلعب زاب تايتن. ليش تمشي بهذا ايطالي؟ ايطالي لانه عرفتوا ليش؟ هاي الجواب، هاي من العلم ايطالي. كوردون قواسم في فكرة عملها بالكيك انه كل ما تحضر البث دقيقة تاخذ نقطة، واعمل ايش؟
This was the defense which mattered the most as well to them, because this was guaranteed. As long as nothing insanely crazy is happening,
صحيح. بالكيك في اشي كويس يا شباب، انه المتابعين بيقدروا يدعموني مجانا، بيقدروا يدعموني نقاط انا بربح فيها ومجانا، عرفتوا؟ هي على شكل نقاط، النقاط بتاخذها من دقائق المشاهدة. صح. بس ما بعرف كيف النسبة بتنحسب، بنصير نعرف. سهلة. يلا هجمة يويو ولا اكزو؟ لا اكزو هجم يويو الأخيرة. واضحة الحرب لمين صارت، فاللي بده يطلع يا شباب قبل ما تطلع من البث بعرفش، خليك نجاوب مع بعض الأسئلة، والأسئلة رح تطلع هسه على الموقع، وإذا ما بدك تجاوب وتطلع تابعني على منصة الكيك للبثوث، الرابط بالتعليق المثبت، رابط صفحتي الجديدة. حلو. علكة هي نفسها ولا بدلتها؟ ان شاء الله تكون حبة ثانية بس. ان شاء الله تكون حبة ثانية مش نفس الحبة.
Yo-Yo can finish off in style, getting them the perfect wall. Looks calm and collected down there as he's got the troops on the outside from the siege barracks creating the funnel. His main push moving in towards the center, and the Royal Champion just nicely sliding through the center there and through the middle of them both.
Yeah, I feel like this is the perfect base for this type of attack because
في حرب بعد هاي؟ لا ما في حرب، هاي آخر حرب. بكرة إن شاء الله الساعة 11 اليوم الأخير. بكرة بنعرف مين البطل، بكرة بنعرف مين راح يشيل الكاس وياخذ $300,000. جي هاي مسا. خاصية البطلة موجودة. يا سلام عليك. اوه على الفاضي خاصية البطلة. لا مش على الفاضي. خلص هم فايزين اصلا. جي يا اخوان بيستاهل. ان شاء الله البطولة الهم او الامجي، الاثنين بيستاهل. نسينا سنترونيك يا اخوان. لا 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 مش سهلة لترايب جيمنج ترى، ابدا ما هي سهلة. في لسه جاييهم خصم كثير صعب. يا اخوان قبل ما تطلعوا من البث الرابط بالتعليق المثبت لما تكبس عليه بوديك على هاي الصفحة. الرابط اللي بالتعليق المثبت لما تكبس عليه وطي لنا صوتك انت شوي، بوديك على هاي الصفحة. تمام، منصة كيك للبثوث المباشرة. هاي صفحتي راح تطلع لك، هاي صوتي واسمي مستر كلاش 88. تمام، تابعوني يا اخوان، اعمل حساب وتابعوني لانه هون راح يصير نسوي البثوث المباشرة. هينا صرنا 22 متابع. تمام يا اخوان. فلكسي يا رب يبعر، مع انه مش متوتر بالهجمة. هو مش متوتر ليش؟ لانه خلص خسروا وطالعين هم. يا رب يبعر عشان يلوم صاحبه اولا، وثانيا عشان هو زربه. روت فالكري.
Yeah, and I feel like I like that a bit better because with the timing of that last overgrowth, it made it a little bit awkward approaching the last couple of defenses in the town hall. Leaving it up till the end for so long is a certain risk for sure within the hard mode in Clash of Clans. But right now, things are looking solid. He is moving in with those druids, which means he can delay the warden ability a little bit. He's decided to go with it early on anyways.
Yeah, looking good here as they progress into the center of the base. Notice the royal champion up the top there as well, helping to take
إيريك هسه مبسوط. إيريك يا اخوان صارت مشكلة كبيرة معاه مع الشركة بتعرفوا، واستبعدوه بطل يجي بث، يجي يعلق على البطولات العالمية. من ورا هذا تقريبا، من ورا هذا مش من وراه 100% بس تقريبا له ايد، له ايد بالقصة.
They just keep pushing forward. We have the Valkyries as well in there in the mix, and there's just this combination which is so powerful. The rage and the spells, the remaining are getting invested for the Rush to take down that town hall while the other troops are cleaning things up. And Corbin, this attack is looking crushing because he still has that queen ability left. It's going to be the final attack of this match. Is going to end up in a 3-star.
Very nice job by Fluxy there. Very comfortable for that 3-star attack. He can at least go away knowing he has redeemed himself at the end. Very good performance by him and his team. But give it up for Tribe Gaming, the winners of this match and winners of group number 2.
خلينا نجاوب الأسئلة مع بعض. صار معي 380. 415 صرت. ليش؟ زادوني هون 35 لاني جاوبت، توقعت صح. ترايب جيمنج توقعت صح، عشان التوقع صح اعطوني 35. هاتوا لنا فلكسي نضحك عليه. هاتوا بس بيجي بقول زر بعد التيم تبعي، التيم تبعي اولاد. الام في بي مين نحط؟
Thank you so much, gentlemen. In the caster booth, great work as always. I've got Kronos here from
Nebrax.
Tribe Gaming. What an incredible performance to close out day 2 of the World Finals. You got to be happy with that performance, right?
I mean, we have to be. Great shout out to them. I think something that happened with us in the LCQ especially is we learned to appreciate wins and learn to appreciate tough matchups. And like getting a defense, it means so much. Like you guys probably saw the LCQ. We were on our toes all the time. Getting a defense is like, what is this? What happened? But yeah, obviously super glad. Tomorrow, new day. We need to be prepared for that. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, it's true. Now, we've got to talk about that journey, right? Securing the silver ticket, then securing the golden ticket. An absolutely incredible run by you guys. What's preparation been like since LCQ to here? Like, what's been the primary focus? I mean, because we've got to give a shout out to the base builders out there, because those defenses are just so important in this meta.
Agreed, but I think a big part does come down to how you prepare both mentally and in the game itself as an attacker. I don't want to take anything away from our base builders, don't get me wrong. But I think a big part is like how you prepare. We saw Navi.
في شغله بدي احكي لك اياها او بدي احكي لكم اياها. المنصه اللي رايح عليها انا مش محظوره باي مكان بالعالم، مش زي تيك توك. تيك توك محظوره في دول معينه، عندنا بالاردن محظور، بس هاي كيك مش محظوره باي مكان.
Is this something that you take on board to make sure that everyone's level-headed, everyone's calm? Like, how do you kind of approach being a captain for your team?
I mean, you're always able to gauge the vibe, like within the comms, and then I instantly, like, there's certain cues. I know these guys, we've been playing together for like what, 3 years now. When there's certain cues, I'm always thinking to myself, yep, okay, I need him to calm down. I need him maybe to focus more on the plants, less on screaming. No names to be mentioned. Anyways, yeah. For sure, to answer your question, and I think it's a big factor as well, because obviously we need to, like, especially this year, we need to perform as soon as a defense does come in, the whole, like, how do you say, the whole dynamic changes. You go away from, okay, no more quick hits, that's full safety.
تمام، بحكي لك معهم.
That's it, yeah.
اسم خالص سيزون.
Phenomenal so far. Everyone make some noise for Tribe Gaming here on the main stage.
Tribe Gaming.
In their group, you can see the passion. You can see how much it means to them as well. We can't wait.
والله لهم جمهور.
Championship Sunday tomorrow. But for now, we're going to head back over to the casters to break down that war.
Well, we have different strategies indeed from the different teams, and we have seen from Stamina sticking to one strategy mainly. It has not worked out for them, what we have seen from some other teams, Synchronic, Tribe Gaming, the first seeded teams of those different groups, that they were trying to as well.
ايش Tribe Gaming made it to top 6 in how many COC monthly. كم مرة وصلوا نهائيات؟ 19 20 21 4. توب 6 توب 6 توب 6 يا شباب. توب 6 قديش؟ كم مرة؟ 4. المرة الماضية ما وصل. راح احط 3 انا. راح احط مرة
and tried to go for as safe 3 stars as possible, and that was the plan for the match, and it worked out really well.
Yeah, I think there's so many different mind games, and what I really like is how there's so many different approaches you need to have as backup plans, depending on what happens with the other team, and as the match is unfolding, that is going to be intensified with tomorrow's matches. But I think we should take a look at who the MVP of that match was. Do we need to say it? He won the last one. He wins it again. I think you could have picked any of the tribe guys there, to be fair. But winning the MVP once again.
He's as well showing a lot of energy on stage, so I can understand that this is as well like boosting those votes for sure. But overall, an amazing match. But let's welcome back.
لا كأس العالم مش فايزين ولا مرة.
We have Bashir. How did you enjoy the match?
Oh, it was a great match, back and forth from these two squads. I really was like watching. I was like, who's going to give in first? And then we saw that first mistake, and that kind of compiled into another one.
يا اخوان التعليق المثبت اكبس عليه على الرابط بجيبك على هاي الصفحة على منصة كيك. اعمل حساب. هاي الشباب بلشوا يعلقوا. شايفين؟ التعليق فاتح 24 ساعة حتى لو انا مسكر. تابعوني يا اخوان. هاي قناة البثوث على منصة كيك. تابعني وفعل الجرس. طلع مظبط بعدين صور هون قواسمي مستر كلاش كلاش اوف كلانز سبسكرايب اوف لاين قصص زي هيك حلوة. تابعوني يا اخوان لازم نوصل 100.
from the top, which keep an eye on that log launcher. It's able to
deal
out some damage and help take down some of those key defenses in that compartment. He does have Yetis inside of that long launcher, which maybe to get a little bit more value, maybe hop over and get some of those Yeti mites popping over to this multi-target Inferno, but it doesn't go down. But one thing I found really interesting about this attack on defense was actually this Electro Titan. Not something we really commonly see on defense, and this Electro Titan actually kind of stole up the Yetis. Yetis and Electro Titan fighting through here, but keep an eye on those heroes. They're continuing to work through. The Royal Champion did get taken out over here, but now with all that pathing set, he's able to go ahead and sweep through here, and he's got great pathing set for the Lalo, and that's key. I was a little bit worried watching this about this multi-target Inferno, but he does a great job with his balloon deployment. As you have the balloon surging through here, he keeps sprinkling in these balloons. Balloons coming in here, and finally balloons over here just to take down those few defenses, and that allows everything to circle in here and get to that final multi-target Inferno. And I think this really set the tone for the attack. I think the Lalo attacks have been very strong for Tribe, and I think that was a huge key for them.
هجمة حلوة.
Winning this group.
هجماتهم كلها حلوة.
We all talked about how this group could have gone either way, but I think bringing in the Lalo, bringing in the variety and the consistency helped Tribe secure this group.
قبل ما تطلعوا يا اخوان زي ما حكيت لكم الرابط بالتعليق المثبت. تابعوني على قناة البثوث الجديدة.
I feel like as well with the Electro Titan that is really showcasing how maybe Tribe did surprise that they're switching back to some older strategies, because I would assume they're expecting something like an air attack, maybe like Dragon attack, trying to target Nibrak specifically with some defense. And the Titan can attack air troops, so it can mess up quite a bit of things. I think you have seen that over the Clash of Wings season with the Lavaloon troops. It can be a little bit annoying on the defensive side, but let's take a look at the recap of the first bracket of the second day.
سينترونيك ضد الام جي وترايب جيمنج ضد الام تي اف واي.
Match number 1 didn't look like any team was going to crack. Milliceme MG though getting the victory 15-14. Tribe Gaming then coming out of nowhere, multiple defenses against Milliceme MG, and then again versus Stamina Esports. So Tribe Gaming moving through as the number 1 seed to play
سينترونيك والترايب جيمنج مش خسرانين.
And then Milliceme MG moving through to play against Synchronic.
ايوه حكى شيء عشان اللور براكت.
We have some great matchups, but
ما خلوني اكتب الاسم. ابو مالك شايف اسمك انت بالمنصة الحلو فيها، اسمك يا ابو مالك بالمنصة هاي اللي رحت عليها انت هسه ما في حدا نفس اسمك، تمام؟ حلوة. ما في حدا نفس اسمك، تتغلب لتسوي اسم ويوافقوا عليه، بتتغلب، بس ما بيكون في حدا في كل المنصة زي اسمك، ولو حدا اجى يعمل نفس اسمك ما بيقدر. يا اخي حلوة هذا اشي كثير حلو. يا ما شفنا تعليقات من واحد ماخذ اسم واحد مش هو، بس هو ماخذ اسمه، صح ولا لا؟ هذا الاشي بهذيك المنصة مش موجودة.
My name is Barney Banks, and we will see you tomorrow. Same place, same time. Clash on!
الأسئلة هاي حلوة اللقطات بتكون، خليها. ما جابوا سؤال. ايوه ايوه شوفوا لقطة كينجزمان. كينجزمان بقولهم كينجزمان هيك. حلوة حلوة منه والله. هاي راح تعبي تويتر الصورة. ليش ما اجى سؤال؟ عاوز بسوي قناة واتساب للإشعارات، ما أنا عندي أصلا. اللي مش باعت لي يا شباب على الواتساب، هاي رقم تلفوني، ابعتوا لي 0-962-782-9-322-12. ابعتوا لي بضيفكم اليوم أنا فاضي. هاي رقمي بدون مع رمز الدولة، بس اكتبه، بس ابعت لي على الواتساب بضيفك على القناة ان شاء الله. كمان راح اضيف اليوم تصاميم، انا بضيف عليها تصاميم كمان، مش بس اشعارات، تصاميم للدوري ان شاء الله. اليوم عم بجهز فيهم. الاسئله. طيب تعالوا مع بعض، خلينا نشوف. هاي ارجع، خلص انتهت هاي. بريدكشن لا لا ليش؟ دقيقة، هذا تبع بكرة. رجعني هون. داي 2 خلص. هاي لسه داي 3 لسه مسكرة يا شباب. لا تستنوا بكرة تبلش البطولة. قبل ما تبلش بس تفتح هاي، ما بتفتحوا على وقت البطولة، قبل بساعات بتعملوا بريدكشن اللي هو التوقع المباريات، تمام؟ شوف هاي ايش. بكرة الامجي راح يلعبوا ضد السنترونيك، وبعديها هذا MTFY ضد ترايب جيمنج. بس في شغلة، الامجي خسروا مرة، السنترونيك ما خسروا ولا مرة، فازوا مرتين. في حال فازوا الامجي، سنترونيك ما لازم يخرجوا، بكون معهم فرصة، بينزلوا على اللور براكت، عرفتوا؟ ونفس الشيء على ترايب جيمنج، ما خسروا ولا مرة. فما بعرف بكرة ايش راح نشوف بالضبط، انا مش فاهم. هي مش انه هاي جولة واللي بفوز على النهائي، وهاي جولة واللي بفوز على النهائي ويلا يلعب النهائي وخلص. لا، في عندك احتمال الامجي يفوزوا والسنترونيك يخسروا، معناها هاي بتكون خسارتهم الاولى، ما لازم يخرجوا من البطوله. نفس الشيء هون على ترايب جيمنج، بتكون خسارتهم الاولى. في عندنا حل واحد، السنترونيك يفوزوا على الام جي والترايب جيمنج يفوزوا على الام تي اف واي، بتكون هاي الخساره الثانيه لهذا الكلان ولهذا الكلان، خلص هيك بيلعبوا النهائي على طول، بكون الاثنين من الابر براكت. ونفس الشيء النهائي لازم يلعب مرتين، اللي بيفوز النهائي لازم يفوز مرتين لحتى ياخذ البطوله. يعني ممكن النهائي بكره يكون 3 جولات، ممكن في كثير حلول مش معروفه بصراحه لبكره. بريدكت ناو، هاي بنقدر نعمل بريدكشن هسه. بكره السنترونيك والام جي هيها فتحت هسه، انا راح احط السنترونيك، بعديها ترايب جيمنج والكلان الصيني ترايب جيمنج، بعديها صراحه الاثنين نفس المستوى. هاي اذا كانت النهائي بكره راح يكون نهائي للتاريخ، راح ننسى شيء اسمه نافي. خلص انا هيك راح اتوقع، وهي تاكيد او هيك اتمنى يعني، ما بعرف، لنشوف بكره. اكس خلص هيك انا عملت اللي علي. يلا خلصنا يا اخوان، معي 470 نقطة. خلصنا يا شباب. اليوم ان شاء الله ما في بث المساء، بكره على البطولة العالمية، وبكره ببلش الدوري عندنا على المنصة الثانية ان شاء الله. فاللي لسه ما تابعني، الرابط بالتعليق المثبت، ورقم تليفوني موجود بالتعليقات، ابعتوا لي عشان اضيفكم على القناة. وشكرا على تفاعلكم، تقريبا 200 لايك، ما قصرتوا. نشوفكم بكره ان شاء الله بنفس الوقت الساعة 11 صباحا. مع السلامة.